High School Sports Live, in partnership with 27 News, is proud to present the Harrisburg Cougars and the visiting Crusaders of Bishop McDevitt. This broadcast is brought to you by our premier sponsor, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Good afternoon. I'm Todd McCall along with Jerome Presley. We have the Market Street matchup. 1971, Harrisburg, William Penn combined to become the Harrisburg Cougars. This rivalry started in 1982, Bishop McDevitt, Harrisburg Cougars, and that Market Street matchup has been going on. 2012 was the last time Bishop McDevitt has actually played on this field, and now it's going to start again. We were really excited. I talked to Ford Chapman today in 1991, a little stat that he gave us. Harrisburg beat Bishop McDevitt 65-14, scoring the most points in the history of the Harrisburg Cougars. But it's a different time. 95, 96, Bishop McDevitt took the reins back. We're really excited to see what will happen today, and this has been talked about really often. But more importantly, this rivalry doesn't start without great players. Let's talk a little bit about quarterback play. Bishop McDevitt bringing a young quarterback, Chase Dill, in to his first Market Street matchup. How will he be effective today, Jerome?
Well, he took over the reins last year when Tavon Bowers was injured with a knee injury. He came onto the scene, and it took a little bit for him to get going. He's going to be called upon to go against a juggernaut defense with Micah Parsons coming at him, and he's going to have to settle in and play. Last week he had 195 yards. Pedestrian day, had a touchdown, and he did okay. Now he's going to have to elevate that level. On the other side, you have a seasoned quarterback in Yamir Wilkerson, over 322 yards passing last week, 4 touchdowns against powerhouse Untitled Charter. He is ready to go. He's a very confident quarterback, and you're going to see him run this show and try to run this show in the rain.
Well, when you talk about rain, Bishop McDevitt coming in, I want to talk a little bit about what would you do, say offensive side, defensive side, if you're McDevitt coming on the road today in this matchup?
Well, there's a lot of hype with Harrisburg, and when you're McDevitt, you used to have that hype. So what they have to do is make sure they don't listen to the hype. They respect it, but they don't listen to it, and they go out there and they play a tough game in this stadium.
A couple of things I want to talk about too. How do you block certain players? Micah Parsons. How do you block number 13 and Mr. Butts?
Well, you just have to use effort. You got to go with your off-season conditioning, and you just got to play the best you can, and you can't be afraid. That's the one thing. You can't have fear, and you can't believe the hype or play into the hype.
You know, a lot of people have talked about, now this is the great thing, Harrisburg goes to the state championship, loses a tough game, but there's just a whole new feeling around the Harrisburg Cougar football program. I mean, everybody in the city is talking about this team and the potential. Expectations are high on both sides, but more importantly, I can't remember the last time that I remember these expectations for the Harrisburg Cougars being so high.
Yeah, everything is at a different level for Harrisburg, and they're looking at state championship and winning it.
They're looking at state championship winning. It's rain time. ABC 27 News partnering with Advanced Hoops and High School Sports Live. We've got some great matchups. Real excited about this one. Kickoff after these messages.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
These past few years have been tough on all of us.
Welcome back to the Market Street matchup. Todd McCall, Jerome Presley here. We're excited for this afternoon matchup. Bishop McDevitt will accept the ball. Micah Parsons set to kick off, and this game is seconds from starting. And then, you know, the excitement here even are just around Market Street that the matchup is back again. Like I said, Bishop McDevitt earlier, Bishop McDevitt, it's been 2012 since they played here and we're underway.
And again, I mean, when you start this game, you want to set a tone. Whether you're Bishop McDevitt, trying to set a tone to let Harrisburg know that we don't care what your reputation is. And if you're Harrisburg, you don't want to come off a lull from what you saw last week. They had a lot of energy put into that game against Untitled Charter, and now they want to come back and be able to continue what they started last week.
Well, Aaron Gathers received the kickoff, and the ball will be spotted on the 25-yard line for Bishop McDevitt under Chase Dill at quarterback. This is their first series in the wet rain here, like I said, since 2012. Very excited to see. Dill will go shotgun. The twin receivers is left and a single receiver on the right. And the pressure's on. He's going to roll out, dump off, and made something happen. He's going to connect with Adams. Adams crosses the 50-yard line, and he made that all happen by his feet, Jerome.
Well, we have a flag on the play, so we'll see if this comes back. But you saw that play immediately read by the Harrisburg defense. That's called preparation. They saw it from the second it was snapped, just didn't make the play in the backfield, but it looks like it'll be coming back.
Today's referee is Matt Fries, umpire Mark Bennington, line judge Sean Pugh, headline judge is Ty Chrisman, and our back judge is Steve Rumberger. It's a fine veteran staff here today calling this game. Jerome, I've always been intrigued by this game, and when I talked to Fort Chapman today, one of the things he mentioned after that 91 game in 92, he decided to take the team and told the athletic director, we don't need a bus. We're going to drive in and walk.
Wow.
And that started at Market Street Walk, and then Harrisburg followed suit a year later. And I can't remember too many games where the teams did not walk to join up on the field. Those are some great days.
Yeah, they are. And unfortunately, with the move, now they're not as close together. And we had a couple of years where these two teams didn't play each other. So it's good to get this game back on the schedule. These kids know each other still. And again, this is a good rivalry game regardless of what the records are of each team.
All right, it'll be 1st and 10. Boy, Dill gives to Davis, and Davis did not have much room, and he is met right away by Micah Parson and the rest of the Cougar defense.
Yeah, I mean, that's just solid. That defensive front for Harrisburg is going to be real tough. And you're going to see Micah Parsons get moved around. You're not going to see him just sitting at end. You're going to see him at end. You're going to see him at linebacker. You're going to see him roaming. And that's what you want to do with a player of his stature. You don't want to get any offense the opportunity to get a beat on where he's going to be to try to double team or triple team him in blocks.
And you have Butts out here in coverage. Pressure on Parsons and everybody coming in. It's going to be, at this point in time, that offensive line can't step up and put body on Harrisburg today. It might be a long day with this pressure coming, Jerome. I mean, they are flying to the ball.
Yeah, Deonte Payne was all over that as well. I mean, you saw multiple guys getting there, and again, they're coming with a swagger about them. They're in that mode of we're not going to be blocked. And if you do get the ball off, that secondary is extremely talented as well.
All right, it's going to be 3rd down and 12. Backed up a bit here is McDevitt, ball spotted on the 17-yard line. They're going to trip receivers to the right of your screen, a single receiver to the left.
And look where Parsons is.
Looking downfield, throwing a great ball is Chase Dill, and he's going to have the first down and move the chains. First of all, I want to just comment on the arm I saw. I thought I saw Chase Dill even last year when he came in for Bowers, that he had a really good arm. And when you're playing at Bishop McDevitt, I really feel like there's a swagger to you at the quarterback position because there's been many greats.
Absolutely. Well, arm strength, that's never been the concern. The big thing is, can he hold up and play everywhere else? And I think there you saw he got some protection, and he was able to deliver a good ball and get a first down.
Well, it's 1st and 10, ball on the 40-yard line for McDevitt in their first series. Well, the give was to Davis. That's his second carry.
And once again, you have Parsons on the play, Payne on the play. It's going to be hard sledding trying to run on that front four all day long. And again, when you pass, one of the things you try to do sometimes, maybe get some quick hitters to try to slow down that pass rush. Maybe some draws, maybe some counters, maybe some screen plays to slow down that pass rush. Because right now, they are coming relentlessly.
Well, up front is Grady, Petrusa, Dewar, Morgan, Solista, Cash, Donnelly, Davis, Adams, Burnett, Becker, and Dill as the offensive starters for Bishop McDevitt. I really feel Morgan and Grady and Petrusa have got their hands full in the guard and tackle spots today. 9:15 play, ball spotted on the 40-yard line.
And Todd, if you're Bishop McDevitt offensive line, you got to look at this as an opportunity to go against some elite pass rushers, some elite linemen. So you got to take that upon yourself and say, you know what, I'm standing in there and I'm going to do the best I can. This is how you show what you can do, is against a defense like this.
Well, Dill was looking downfield to his favorite target, Nazir Barnett, and there's flags on the play, so I don't know. It's going to go against Harrisburg, pass interference.
No, I think it's going to be an unnecessary roughness. Play, which
take that back. I don't know.
I mean, that come on. That's a little touchy to me. I don't know. That didn't seem like it was much.
They called that on. Did they call that on
and there wasn't much contact. It was one of those situations where the defensive back didn't realize. He's looking at it. The ball goes over his head. Okay, little tap there.
That was a tap.
I mean, this is football.
I think you've described it. The ball's on the 45-yard line, 1st and 10, 9 minutes to play. And Harrisburg's going to jump. Chase Dill's getting them with a count. It's a hard, slow count. You can say he drew him off.
And that's it. You got to watch the ball. And again, McDevitt's going to do everything they can to gain some momentum and see if they can, even this playing field from all this hype that's coming from Harrisburg.
Adams and Becker are spread right on your screen. Man, not much room. That running game is going to have its share of time. That's Ray's Diggs. CJ Ray's Diggs on the carry on the left side.
And linebacker Bernie comes up and makes the play.
Yeah, so Bernie came and got pursuit.
But it's a good gain, 5 yards on the play. So, again, right now we're saying McDevitt, with the help of some penalties, they're able to sustain a drive right now and keep that offense, the high-powered offense from Harrisburg off the field.
2nd down, 3. Man. Met the whole wall, the right side of the defense. Not much there for Diggs.
And you see penetration. If you look at the Harrisburg defensive front, they're firing off the ball very fast, very quickly, and they're getting into the teeth of the offense almost immediately. So you have to, as an offense, you have to be a little bit stronger.
And we mentioned some key players really today. We thought that the play of the quarterback today, but more importantly, I want to say the play of the offensive line here on McDevitt's side has to come in factor. Deal, nowhere to go. Parsons rides him down for the backside, brings him down.
And let's give credit to number 30, Cameron Williams. He comes up and gets initial penetration, which allows Parsons to do his part and get the sack on the play.
McDevitt will have to punt. Boy, he did not get much on it. It went straight up. And there's going to get a little bit of a McDevitt roll.
Didn't we see that last
We saw a lot of those last night
in the Cumberland Valley
Coachville game. Punting has been an issue in our first 2 games.
And that's when you have a solid punting game. I mean, that's a weapon. And you definitely want to get those guys, get them in a better place in the season.
Right.
It's early in the season, so you're hoping that'll improve. But, we saw a high, very low or very high, not far punt yesterday. I think that one, I don't even know if it went 10 yards. And this one,
roll helped.
I think this one went 8 maybe?
First series for Harrisburg Cougars. Wilkerson, shotgun formation. Not much there. Wilkerson looked like just a bit of broken play from the start.
Yeah, that play was doomed from the beginning. Maybe a miscommunication on the offense. And again, I'm really excited to see Wilkerson up close and see what he can do. He's, he hasn't had, tons of recruiting interest at the moment. I believe that will change very quickly with the game that he had last week. You come out here and you prove yourself again and do it week in and week out. Very confident kid, very talented quarterback for Harrisburg.
Butts and Christopher on that last tackle for the defensive line. Wilkerson back to pass. He's a lefty. He's going to connect. His pass was complete to Andre White.
And keep an eye on the stars of Harrisburg. And their big play guys everywhere. And let's say this, Todd. Harrisburg has never, they never had to worry about athletic talent. They always had talent. You can go back decades. They've always had supreme talent. They pump out probably more players in the state that goes on to play Division I football. They've put it together. They're now a championship together team that's looking for big things this year.
Well, it's 3rd and 8. Parson will have his carry bouncing around the 30, crossing the 40-yard line, still on his feet over the 50-yard line. And that has been a big difference in the backfield for Harrisburg, putting Parson, giving him the ball, and running hard. He ran a little bit mad right there, Jerome, to be honest with you.
Well, he's 6'3", 235 pounds of solid rock. And I think when you see a guy his size, you may underestimate how fast he is. He can run. We saw him at the Penn State camp last year, burning 3- and 4-star recruit cornerbacks as a receiver in that camp. So we know what he can do athletically, and he just proved it. He just gets north-south.
Wilkerson with Parson to his right to give to Parson up the middle, crossing over the 45, pulling half of the defense with him, crossing over the 40-yard line. And Parson is going to be effective today. He's going to be tough to bring down.
And let's look at the skills of that offensive line. They are moving people up front, giving their big guy a chance to get upfield. And those are punishing runs, not necessarily always for the ball carrier. They're punishing runs for the defense. You know, if you can sustain that into the fourth quarter, I mean, after a while, you don't want to tackle him anymore.
Deonte Payne up front for Harrisburg made a great block to plays offense and defense.
Speed.
They go with the other side, right side with Plant. Plant's only a sophomore. He's 5'9", 200 pounds. Plant is a real quick kid.
And Plant gets upfield. You saw him. He almost had an opportunity to break that. And then all of a sudden, Quilique Davis comes out of nowhere and makes a play. So now we have an injured player for Harrisburg on the field.
Fernando Genao is down for Harrisburg. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more after these messages.
No regrets.
If only she'd parked in a garage. If only they had the chimney cleaned. If only they had Erie Insurance. Erie is seriously good insurance that treats you fairly and goes above and beyond to make you feel like your auto or home mishap never happened. At rates that'll save you as much as the other guys. So get a quote from Erie today. Because whatever your regrets in life, your insurance company shouldn't be one of them.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 717-731-1142.
Well, welcome back to a rainy Harrisburg High School, and I mean, I'm glad it's turf down there today.
Yeah, definitely.
We wanted to highlight a few of the key players you'll see on both sides of the ball today. More importantly, right here, McDevitt, Chase Dill, 195 yards, 2 TDs last week. Quilique Davis, 2 TDs and 50 yards on 8 carries. And Tanias Becker, the receiver, they're going to go to him very often. And it looks like Harrisburg's going to jump. I don't know, Jerome. It looked like move it both ways.
Yeah, I think you may have a neutral zone infraction from Bishop McDevitt.
And key players on the other side, we talked about Yamir Wilkerson last week, 329 yards. What an effective day, 4 TDs. Danielle Henrique, 2 rushing TDs as well. So we'll see what these guys, the matchup goes. But we could talk about a lot of players on both sides of the ball. Parsons, stiff arm. Staying on his feet, breaking over the 30. Staying on his feet, crossing the 20. And he's not going to be brought down, and he will when he is. He'll go out at about the 12-yard line. That was a great run, refusing to go down. That's his 3rd carry.
And what you're seeing is his elusiveness, his ability to actually sidestep players and use his quickness. And again, if you're a McDevitt player, you have to come up and wrap. You have to come up, break down, and solidly wrap Parsons. You have to do that. If you don't do that, I mean, this is going to be all day long. I mean, the guys aren't getting off blocks, and then when you get there, stutter step, don't make the tackle here. Again, several missed tackles on that play. And let's be honest, he's hard to bring down. I'm not saying it's easy to do, but you have to give it your best to do it.
Parsons crossed the 10-yard line, just shy of the 10-yard line, maybe 11, picked up 1, 2, if you call it. Defensively today, the defensive end is C.J. Laporta for Bishop McDevitt. Defensive end, Jayon Butts. Defensive tackle, Tyquan White. Defensive tackle, Carter Christopher. Dre Donnelly at the linebacker. Tate Myers at the linebacker, along with C.J. Ray's Diggs. Strong safety is Quilique Davis. Other safety is James Lawson. And cornerback, Julian Jordan. And other quarterback, Arian Geathers. Those are your starters today on the defensive side for Bishop McDevitt. They got a lot of guys. Ronald Kent Jr. on the right side.
And that was just good defensive play right there. and good effort, good penetration. And you see those big guys. They have some two big guys up front for Bishop McDevitt on that defense. Carter Christopher, 6'3", 285 pounds. He's up front with Taquan White, 6'5", 310. So those two bookend tackles, they're going to be tasked with clogging up that middle and preventing that running game from coming up the middle. So good play initially on this drive, and they're going to need to stay healthy and stay active.
Ball right on the 10-yard line. Wilkerson back to pass. Going to be chased out to his left. Going to throw it. It's going to be broken up. It's a great play by Carey to defend that. Or excuse me, that is Cleek Davis for Bishop McDevitt. Broke that play up.
Yeah, definitely good play. I was wondering if there was going to be possible offsides penalty or neutral zone infraction with the defense, but you didn't see that. I guess they're saying that defense got back.
Wilkerson was looking Plant out of the backfield the whole time, then he had to roll out to his left and went. He actually wanted to go to Andre White, who actually played at Susquehanna Township last year, is now in a Harrisburg uniform. Wilkerson over the top, going up high. He was going to Kent Jr., but it's incomplete. Great coverage on that side by James Lawson.
And that was a good stand for this Bishop McDevitt team. Now let's think about it. They had Redland last week. They blanked them 27-0. They were able to shut them out completely. So we know that this is not Redland who they're playing here today. But again, good showing. Bend but don't break philosophy. Gave up a lot of yards when that play. Parsons had a really good drive, but in the end, the defense held.
Well, McDevitt will have the ball back. I know they feel pretty happy about that hold, like you said, Jerome. I mean, the ball's on the 10-yard line. You've got Micah Parsons in the backfield, and they came out with a hold. That is a great defensive stop for Bishop McDevitt. If you're a Bishop McDevitt fan, a lot to be happy about on that stop. And there's flags down again. We've seen sloppy play the last two nights, but that was to be expected. Early game season. But penalties will just kill you. You saw it so much last night. Coatesville goes up 14-0 on Cumberland Valley, and the penalties killed them.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, and it's early in the season, so you're going to see some level of that. But it drives coaches mad when they have to continually deal with that, and it hurts your drives. And we saw that, like you said, last night. Coatesville had opportunities, and they just kept shooting themselves in the foot with penalties. And again, you got to keep those penalties down. Bishop McDevitt is backed up against a very tough defense.
We've seen so many different guys get the ball today. That's Justin Harry.
And again, you see that defense is stout. And Parsons getting a lot of work. I mean, he's
on the tackle.
You figure we've already and a sack or two. He's really playing well, and he's run the ball well. So again, you're seeing, Coach Everson's really doing a good job of spelling him as much as possible, and that's what you want to do. You want to give him those opportunities. He is not the only player on the team. You have so many athletes on this team. You're able to do that. You can sit him down for a little bit, get him back out there.
Hill going over the top, and that ball's going to be intercepted. It's going to be picked off. Let's see if they hold on. Right now they're trying to. That's going to be Harrisburg's ball. First turnover of the game. Chase Hill throws an interception. Harrisburg will have the ball on the 10-yard line with 1:57 to play in the first quarter.
Todd, the break on the ball was amazing. I think that was Ronald Kent on the play.
That was Ronald Kent
Let's see this break on the ball. I mean, this is a big-time play. Not only do you break on the ball, you actually break on the ball, get the pick on an out like that, or on a quick hitter like that. That was just an amazing play right there.
Well, that ball
you're not going to see that a lot.
That ball was intended to go to James Larson. And, there was one thing I got to say. I really feel like the receiver's got to fight for the position right there. That's a dangerous ball anyway to be thrown out there. I think you got to square your shoulders and know where that corner's at, know where that safety's at, or who that coverage there. I don't know.
That was just a good break on the ball. It was read very well.
Right. They read it well.
I mean, from the second that ball was snapped, it was known what was happening, and he came up and made it.
Parson coming around the left side, across the 10, across the 5. Touchdown, Harrisburg Cougars. They're on the board. Micah Parson in his 5th carry and a touchdown.
And Parson just gets to the edge, able to get upfield. Again, you see those long strides. He's going a lot faster than what I think McDevitt thinks he's going. He's just burning guys right to the corner and is able to get in the end zone. He's had an electrifying game, and I'm telling you, anybody that had any kind of question about his ability, they've seen it, and you're seeing it in week 2. He's that good.
Quan Anderson-Butt was set to kick. I mean, he will play receiver. You'll see him line up all spots on defense. Now you're going to see him kick. And it's up and it's good. 7-0 Harrisburg Cougars, and the Market Street matchup is underway. Cougars on the board first. Cougars will be back after these messages.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm proud to help save lives.
And I'm Brandon when he was in 8th grade.
With Dad's job, we moved around a lot.
So I went to school online at Connections Academy.
Virtual education was more flexible, and it really motivated me to learn.
I got way organized.
That paid off junior year when I started going to high school here in town, and it's paying off now.
Whoa, you look cool in that uniform.
I know, right? We look cool.
Commonwealth Connections Academy, the tuition-free public cyber school.
Players from all over the state of Pennsylvania will be trying out for Team Pennsylvania boys and girls AAU teams. Advanced Hoops is the leader in the AAU basketball in Central PA. Tryouts for spring teams are on October 28th and 29th. Go to advancedhoops.com. Also starting September 9th and 10th, Advanced Hoop is offering game-ready 3D basketball training. Advanced Hoops shooting, crossover intensity, plus position classes will get players game-ready for the upcoming season. Secure your spot. Register at Advanced Hoops.
And that was number 65, Horace White, comes up and makes a really good play on the return. And again, as a McDevitt team and as an offense, you have to see if you can find some continuity. Right now, you tried to run the ball. That didn't work too great. You threw it a quick out. We were talking about quick hitters. You got picked off in your own red zone. So now you got to figure out where can you attack this defense and get some stability there. I mean, it's 100-minute 43 seconds left in the first half, and you haven't been able to really establish anything offensively. So they have to figure out what they can do offensively to try to move the ball.
Well, McDevitt will have the ball on the 30-yard line, their third series. The give is to Cleek Davis, left side, and nowhere to be found. Coming up to make the hit is Bernie, the linebacker. And he's a junior.
We've called Bernie's name a lot of times, and I'm going to tell you what, against Harrisburg, going wide is going to be difficult. I mean, with the speed that they have over there at all levels, from the line, defensive line, to the linebackers, and then to the secondary, getting wide on Harrisburg is going to be difficult. So, again, attacking this defense, they have size up front, they have speed on the outside. You know, it's going to be difficult. But, again, McDevitt is trying a lot of different things to throw at Harrisburg at this point, and just nothing's been successful.
I mean, there's two guys defensively that you don't, you mentioned, but you don't hear as much because it's easy to talk about Parson and Butts, but don't forget Payne and Chisholm.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Chisholm and Deonte Payne. These are two other great guys that I think you, honestly, college-wise, can play at the high next level. We've got a lot of guys on this field today, especially in those black and silver jerseys, that are going to be playing at a lot of different places.
Right.
I mean, size, speed, you name it. And now, you know, with the addition of guys like Andre White coming over to the team. Hey, our next broadcast is coming up. We're off this next Friday night, but we're going to come back strong on September 15th. Hershey versus Milton Hershey, 7 o'clock. I'm excited for that one. I'm also excited to see what Milton Hershey has losing Deonte. Deonte was one of those fun players to watch.
Yeah, definitely. We talked about him last night and what Milton Hershey brings to the table. They lost to CD East last night, but it was a very good game. It came down to the wire, so they showed that they can hang in there against a big school. So that'll be a good game to watch and see where both teams are.
Maybe we're going to run down some of last night's scores here in a few moments. It's 102 to play the ball on the 27-yard line. 2nd and 13 for Bishop McDevitt. Twin receivers on your screen, single to the left. Dill back to pass with time, firing over the middle. The ball was going to be caught, and then a great breakup on that play. Bunce was on the play to break it up. McNeil and Gant was on the play to break it up. And the intended receiver was James Lawson. So one more time, Dill throws a ball, strong ball.
It's Ronell Gant made that play.
Let's see that one more time as he comes up just full speed.
Yeah, Gant coming from the safety position.
Bam. Tucked his shoulder. Everything was good. A good illegal hit. That might make the hit break. 3rd and 13. Boy, man, I tell you what. There's Mike Parsons with his 2nd sack of the game.
I think it's the quarterbacks just go to him, like they kind of go to him in a way, because they scramble away from wherever they are.
Yeah,
they
what
go
do you
right to
do?
them.
What do you do?
I mean, I don't.
What do you do? You know what?
You just keep playing. I mean, that's what you do. You try to keep playing.
Can I say I feel a lot like that when you get on me about my workout plan? Like I don't know where to go. I don't know how to get away from you. When you say, hey, was that 2 hot dogs you just had or what? You know, guys up here in the booth working with Jerome sometimes it's tough. You know, he's doing setups between break, and I can't really find I don't know. I can't really get in the flow with you. But we're going to come right back. We hope Chase Steele's all right. We got a down player. More after this message. Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction. Welcome back. We hope Chase Steele will be okay. McDevitt is set to punt. 43 seconds here in the first quarter. They're gonna almost platoon the punting position. John Fauner's now on. Bryce Connor kicks a little bit. I think Harrisburg's going to take a timeout. I don't know if they had maybe too many guys on the field, Jerome. I'm not sure.
I don't know if they had someone back to
timeout.
return, so they want to make sure they clean that up. And again, that's the early season, mistakes that you may see. Right. I'll tell you what. Let's talk about Calvin Everett and what he has done for this Harrisburg program. And I mean, he's coming here and he's established an amazing work ethic and discipline for his players, and you see just the elevation of talent. He was able to take a talented group and then elevate them into a championship group, and that's where they are right now. They have that swagger. That swagger is not just manufactured. That swagger is developed, and Coach Everett is a part of that. So he's really done a good job of bringing this Harrisburg team to a different level, and then getting and being blessed with the talent that he's had to do it as well.
All right, takes a big McDevitt roll. I mean, giving the ball back to Harrisburg right now, I tell you,
yeah, I mean, it's
you got to find a way. Huh?
You got to find a way, exactly.
I like to go inside the trenches once in a while and mention some of the big boys up front, but it's hard not to mention Tyre Butler-Stern. Now, he's a senior this year. He's 6'2", but he goes 310 pounds. Now, I want to give him a few more than 310.
I think he's taller than 6'2".
This young man can block.
Oh, he caves that whole side.
Big. Yep. Nobody gets – watch 74. Any chance you get a chance. Right now, that's a great camera shot on him. Watch him and watch him. He just – look at it. The hole's open. Parson across the middle, across the 50. He's going to pull people with him over the 40-yard line. And what side did they run on? When you got a 300 and, I'm going to say, 20-plus pounds, he opened the hole. The hole opened greatly by the guard tackle does their spot. Parson hits the hole very hard.
Well, that line has really gotten a boost several times from several players. And you see up front, look at number 61 at center. That's Corey Jett. Corey Jett used to be a Susquehanna Township.
He was a
and
Susquehanna
moved
player
over.
last year.
And now he's even put on some more weight, more size, and he's pushing the 300-pound range. So he gives him a lot of size up front, and really is an experienced lineman. He's been playing since his freshman year.
Right.
So he comes to Harrisburg and is doing really well.
Flags are down on the play. Plant got to carry. That's his second carry of the game. I think that's going to go on the Cougars.
Another player up front, number 55, Jeff Chisholm, 5'11" or 5'9", 240. So, Harrisburg has some size up front. That line is a big line, and they fire off the ball real well.
How about that name, Chisholm? You remember Ray Chisholm at Penn State? Mm-hmm. Great. We've had our share of players between both of these teams, Bishop McDevitt and Harrisburg, that have gone on not only to play at the college level, have gone on to play at the NFL level. The very thought of that is a prideful thing, and there's a lot of pride in football in Central Pennsylvania.
Definitely.
We're glad to just have the opportunity to call that. We can go back to so many games that we've called, Jerome, where we've seen players and we said we think they'll play at the next level. And they have.
Oh, they definitely have. I mean, that's what you're going to get here with these two clubs. And again, if you're Bishop McDevitt, you're not out of this. I mean, it's 7-0. Yes, things have happened where you have not been able to establish anything offensively, but you're still in this game. You just have to find some way to get something going for your team right now, and it's difficult. This isn't an easy out. I mean, you got probably one of the toughest teams in the state that you had to come on the road to play. So, you're not out of the game yet, but this is a good measuring stick for you. I mean, it really is.
Really agree with
you
that.
go to Redland. You had the Redland game last week. You paced them 27-0, and now you draw Harrisburg next in a powerhouse. And again, these guys are not. These guys are players, so they just have to. You got to elevate your play in a game like this.
Let's go. Let's talk uniforms. You like the white on white with McDevitt?
I have no problem with it. Both. I like both.
I like the gray and the silver. Harrisburg's almost got that little throwback type uniform.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah,
I like
definitely
that.
a throwback. That's the thing. You're seeing these schools put in some money. I mean, look at Redland last night. That uniform setup is really nice.
Look at that throw up for Wilkerson. A toss up. Go get it. Ronald Kent Jr. He does. He's going to be wrestled down at the 10-yard line. And that was just a throw in which you just trust your receiver to go get it. That's where I say the receivers have to fight for their position. Let's see it again. Wilkerson to the left. He's throwing it up. Receiver goes, makes a cut back on it, comes back to get it, and is wrestled down.
And Wilkerson had pressure right in his face too, so he stood in there, delivered a ball, and again, that's what you see from him. The scholarship looks are going to come for him. I mean,
no doubt.
I think him being 6'1", that some teams may balk at that, but I'm gonna tell you what, this guy can play, and he's shown it.
This time McDevitt said no. Last tackle, by the way, was made by James Parson on the carry.
And that was just good penetration this time for Bishop McDevitt, led by Butts, Jayon Butts, and led that defense, and they were able to make a play on Parson and get a loss.
He has 7 carries and a touchdown already. Parsons, 2nd down, 13. Twin receivers right and left. Wilkerson in shotgun. A plant to his right. Ooh, dangerous pass got broken up. That pass, Ray's Diggs came in there, and I tell you what, he got up a little slow.
Good defensive effort right there. Now, Wilkerson had time, just threw the ball high. It sailed on him a little bit, and that was almost a play that was made.
Julian Jordan almost got a hold of it.
He almost got a hold of that. And Diggs was right there, almost took that. And that would have been a big play for Bishop McDevitt to get a stop, and not just a stop, but a turnover down here.
Can you imagine, we talked about this matchup when we talked about 1991, Harrisburg scored 65 points, and then Fort Chapman takes over that McDevitt program, and you remember those days, 95, they go on to the state championship.
And they win it.
Win it. You have to think that turning the program around, coming into Market Street match, I don't know what you say to a team when you go to the locker room other than, keep your heads up. We got beat hard today, and then the way this thing went down, Tommy Mealy, who is a coach and AD at Bishop McDevitt, I think he started playing in 93, if I'm recalling. And then from that point on, when the victory started happening for Bishop McDevitt, it was Harrisburg who had to go back and get the reins back. Right. Today, again, interesting matchup. Left side, Wilkerson goes to Butts. Butts makes a great crash across the 10. He's going to walk in the end zone, but there's a block in the back. Wow. That touchdown's probably coming back. I want to talk about the move he just made. Is this a special kid or what? Well, let's see this. When we get a chance to see this replay, I want you to look at this move he makes. These guys can do it all.
Everything about that play was great.
They can do it all.
Everything about that play was great.
We'll see. I hope we can see it.
Block in the back, if that's what it was.
We'll see if this is a block in the back. Or what do we got here? They're going to talk about it. No, that's going to be a touchdown. The flag was picked up. I want to look at this move again. Here we go. Jerome, just watch an athlete in motion. Okay, right here at the 20. Okay, whoop, whoop. One more time.
And he has all kinds of guys in front of him. And again, I don't even know where, looking at that again, I don't even know where a flag would have come from. I didn't see. I see the flag, but I'm looking at the play trying to dissect it and see where a possible penalty could have took place. I just didn't see it. I mean, he had a caravan out in front of him. It was a brilliantly designed play. And it just, I mean, you look at it again, offensive linemen. You got, how many offensive linemen you have? You have the entire offensive line out there.
Everybody's out there doing their thing. We'll be right back after this message.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects, from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
No regrets.
If only she'd parked in a garage. If only they had the chimney cleaned. If only they had Erie Insurance. Erie is seriously good insurance that treats you fairly and goes above and beyond to make you feel like your auto or home mishap never happened, at rates that'll save you as much as the other guys. So get a quote from Erie today. Because whatever your regrets in life, your insurance company shouldn't be one of them.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 717-731-1142.
We just saw a beautiful open field tackle by Rynell Gant. What a... That kid can get after Rynell Gant. But we were just talking during break. Now look at this open field tackle. You'll see it here. Look at Gant. Look up. It'll coming in right here on your screen. Whoop!
Yeah, and again, that was setting up to be a really good return. I mean, you see guys out there blocking, getting north-south as a returner.
There was white bodies everywhere, am I right?
Yeah.
And Gant splits the white bodies, makes a tackle. I want to tell you another thing. That kid is not a very big kid, but he's quick and he likes to hit. You love kids who like to hit. But we were talking in the break that we think you can line up butts at about any position, am I right? Quarterback, receiver, running back, defensive backs, corner, defensive end. Host of Cougars on that tackle, led by Andre White.
And it's definitely a positive game for Bishop McDevitt. 5 yards on first down, you'll take that. Again, you get a good shot at that big offensive line for Bishop McDevitt. I mean, these guys are big. That's a good-sized unit, and you those guys have to fire off the ball. Sometimes big guys don't necessarily always do the best things because of the fact that they may not have the speed to fire off a ball against a defense this quick.
Give us Fleek Davis.
What we're seeing is starting to see some positive movement with that front going straight at Harrisburg. Getting a little bit, you got 5 the first time, got a couple more the second time. Now you're at 3rd and 3. That's definitely more manageable.
But we got 3rd down and 3, 9:48 to play.
And remember, Todd, we do have a different quarterback in the game for Bishop McDevitt. So
you know what? I failed to mention that. That's Faye Alalula. He's in. He is a sophomore. I didn't know if we'd see him today, but Chase still got hit pretty hard, and he has not come back. We have not heard about that injury report.
Jake Kelly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jake Kelly's in. He's also a sophomore. They have 2 sophomore backup quarterbacks, so that's Jake Kelly in for Bishop McDevitt.
So again, sometimes when you bring in your backup, the best way to protect your backup is to make sure you run the ball. And again, you have first down for Bishop McDevitt, so things are going okay so far until now.
Now they're going a little bit backwards. Look at the penetration and the push. Micah Parsons, he's holding his hand coming up. Right on the thumb. Parsons, that would be his 8th tackle. He has 2 sacks already. He's holding his hand and wrist. That's something you don't want to see early on like this. I think this Cougar team has some special abilities this year.
It seems like he's shaking it off a little bit.
You almost have to, don't you? Kelly. Give to Adams. Well, that's Harrigan actually in the game. We've seen 5 different ball carriers for Bishop McDevitt today.
And they're going to use them. They're going to need to use them against this defense. I mean, you may have to use 5 different ball carriers, a couple different quarterbacks. You need to use a lot of your bench against this defense. And then we have an offsides there in a neutral zone infraction. Number 56, Nazir Morel. He comes across the line too quick. So a couple of times we've seen it already. Bishop McDevitt is getting that snap count in those hard counts and getting Harrisburg to bite a little bit.
Well, it's 3rd and 6, 8 to play here right before half coming up. Stay tuned for our halftime report. Kelly. How in the world how did Butts break loose of that? I think they had him in the backfield.
Have him in the backfield, but then we have
flags are down.
Flags all over the place. Deonte comes up and makes the play defensively.
I like Gantz. I like how he gets to the ball.
Yeah, Gant's flying. I mean, you see him come from the secondary, just flying in to make the play. You know, you're thinking it should have been back even further, but he was able to make a play.
Well, this gives us a little bit of opportunity to talk about some of the last night games. Great one we had last night. Cumberland Valley wins at 21-14 over Coatesville. Exciting game. Susquehanna Township gets back on the winning side. They beat Conrad Weiser 12-7. How about what Middletown did to Lower Dauphin 24-7? That's 11 straight on their home field. They got 11-game winning streak of Middletown. There's something very special going on the water down there. They won a river town. They went to the state championship last year, and I think there's just a lot of hope down there in that football program. We'll have them coming up this year. We got some great matchups. Our next one, as we said, Milton Hershey, September 15th. We'll have Middletown and East Pennsboro Friday, September the 22nd, and then we go McDevitt at Cedar Cliff on the 29th. We'll have Steel High and Trinity and Harrisburg and Central Dauphin again. We'll have Cumberland Valley Harrisburg. Now that's going to pair up to be one of the great ones. Who knows what that game will bring. Late game, last game of the season. McDevitt set to punt, and that's our third punter. That's Bonner, who said we got a fair catch call. So the fair catch was by Ronald Kent Jr., Bonner on the kick.
Yeah, I mean, the schedule you talked about, I'm really excited about it as well. We'll get to the end of the year, and we'll see what that Harrisburg-Cumberland Valley game will look like. Got a chance to see one team yesterday in Cumberland Valley, and we got a chance to see the Harrisburg Cougars today. So, you know, it'll definitely be an interesting game. I mean, I know Cumberland Valley was in a battle with Coatesville yesterday, where Harrisburg is pretty much
they're in the driver's seat, aren't they?
In the driver's seat of this game.
Manheim Central put up 60 last night on Warwick, 60-20. I mean, ooh, that was an offensive surge. Parson with the carry, crossing the 35-40. Flags are down, across the 50. And what a block in your screen. That'll be a touchdown, Parson, but it's probably coming back. Man, somebody got hit pretty hard. I
think they're going to call that as a unnecessary roughness, maybe helmet to helmet. This is coming back.
Helmet to helmet, it's coming back.
I don't know if it's helmet to helmet. I mean, they're going to call unnecessary roughness.
Wow.
Nowadays with the rule changes and the way they look at hits, it's a little different than what it was. But more importantly, you have a player down, which is a serious thing. So let's look at it. Let's look at what it looks like. Parsons up. He's going up. You see a block. I think they're going to call a hold on the first one. And then, now this one, that was clean. Now
that's a good block.
There was no helmet to helmet. There was no hitting in the head. The blocker actually was sideways, almost just getting in the way.
Well, we mentioned his name. Let me tell you who made that block. That's Rynell Gant. That kid is a hitter. He is all over the field. He's a kid. You got to find out where number 2 is on the field, and you got to see where he's at.
But unfortunately, that looked clean.
That was clean.
That
was a clean block.
That looked clean.
And he hit C.J. Ray's Diggs.
So they'll take the hold.
Okay, it's coming back.
So here we go again. Another good chance to see the carry. The holding was called, and then again you see this block
right there.
There's no everything about that's clean, and you want to, you definitely want to make sure players are safe, and for the player that went down, you want to make sure he's okay. That's the first part of it. But that was a clean hit. That was not a helmet to helmet illegal hit at all.
I mean, today when we do get to our third quarter hit parade time, there's been a lot of hits in this game already. We're only in the second quarter.
Well, I mean, you're going to get that. I mean, sometimes you can get that the first play of the game.
So it'll be 3rd and 15, 7:19 to play before halftime. Coming up at halftime, stay tuned for our High Mark halftime report with our Advanced Hoops first half highlights and our Capital Region Insurance Agency halftime stats. We'll have analysis from our whole crew, so stay tuned again for our High Mark halftime report coming up here in 7 minutes. Harrisburg will have the ball on the 25-yard line. They'll be backed up 1st and 15. Wilkerson looking very calm out there today. Probably has every reason to be. He knows he has the support on the offensive line, not to mention he has many players that back him up. Our team PA Fall AAU tryouts are October 28th and 29th. If you want more information, go to advancedhoops.com.
Again, we got Harrisburg 14, McDevitt 0. We got 7 minutes and 19 seconds left in the first half. And right now, Harrisburg has shown that they're in command of this game at this point.
Shotgun formation. Wilkerson looking over the top, but he has his receiver. It's going to be incomplete. He was going to Ronald Gant Jr. He really likes that target. The ball hit Gant in the hands, but he was unable to pull that one in. That was a good ball.
And that was definitely a good defensive effort by Marcus Holton coming up and making a play. This ball sailed on Wilkerson a little bit. It seemed to hang in the air a long time, so you figure he sees pressure coming in his face, puts it up, gets air under it, but maybe a little bit too much air under it, but enough to keep it out of the grasp of the defender or the corner on that side.
Shotgun formation. Trips receivers on the left. Wilkerson going to fire it. It's incomplete. He was going to Gant. Gant did not catch it. He was in traffic.
Yeah, that's the one you got to pull. You know, he'll definitely want that back. Gant had it in his hands. You want to pull that in. That would have been a first down. And there you go again. You get a good look at that offensive line for Harrisburg that has shown they're holding up pretty good and doing a good job firing off the ball right now.
They sure are. Give to Parsons, left side. Avoids that tackle. Stiff arms bouncing outside. Around the corner, crossing the 40-yard line. He'll be knocked out of bounds. He's running mad. There's some flags down. That's his 9th carry.
And that just, you know, that'll tackle on yardage. Parsons was well out of bounds before he was tackled. So, again, you got to protect the ball carrier. There was no reason to bring him down.
You know, there's been so much talk about him at the next level, where he'll play, where he'll actually commit to. But I don't even want to talk about that. I want to talk about, you can put him, where will you actually put him?
Well, and I think that's what you're going to see from many of the schools. Pretty much every school, every big school in the country is looking at him. You're looking at him play, and you're circling, oh, he can play this or he can play that. I mean, you figure he pretty much has a broad spectrum of where he can play. I mean, you can play him at receiver, you can play him at running back. On the defensive side of the ball, you know, I see him as a rush outside linebacker or defensive end. And you figure, you know, that'll determine how big he'll end up getting. But I tell you what, he has the versatility to play anywhere, and even at running back.
Look how hard they're running if you're the Harrisburg Cougar fans. That's how you push it. That's Payne on the carry. Plant, excuse me. Jameer Plant is the guy they like to change it up, change the pace back, but he runs hard. Plant is a 10th grader. So he's only 5'9", 180 pounds, but he's got a couple more years. I think they're going to feature him in years to come. Wilkerson's got trips receivers to his right, single receiver. He's going to give it to Plant. Plant bobbled it. Plant break across the 30, the 20, cutting in, still on his feet, and will be dragged down at the 15-yard line.
And Gant just showing some niftiness in his running, avoiding tacklers, running with a little bit of power. The offensive line just sealed the right side. So Gant was able to get going. It did seem as if he went left and head to the sideline, he may have had a chance to get in the end zone.
First and 10.
And it's great that you can sit Parsons for a little bit, put Gant in, and Gant does what he does.
And
so
look, they bring 23 right back on the field. Give to Parsons. Parsons busting through hard, staying on his feet, but this time, I mean, it's going to take a gang of people to tackle him. Coming up to make that tackle is Carter Christopher, Bishop McDevitt. He had some help. Myers was in on the tackle as well. 2nd and 7. There's touchdown Tommy Milley, the athletic director, also former player of Bishop McDevitt. Very good guy.
But again, Parsons will come off the field. And Everett's doing a good job of showcasing him, but at the same time, spelling him a lot. I mean, you want to keep him as fresh as possible. He's going both ways. You got to remember that. He's playing Ironman football right now.
Wilkerson, time, dumps off the Plant. Plant would have walked in the end zone. He missed it. You saw the crowd on the Cougar side just stand straight up because they knew he was going to walk in.
Yep, that definitely would have been a touchdown. He would have been in, and that would have been the third touchdown. Good ball, well-designed play. Just can't pull it in.
And he knew it. He would have walked in.
He knew it.
I mean, man, he knew that was a touchdown.
So again, we got 9 minutes. Is that no 5 minutes? Sorry about that. 5 minutes and 12 seconds left in the half.
3rd and 7. High snap. Isaiah Sawyer's on this first carry, picking up some yardage.
They try to get that jet sweep and get Sawyer on the outside. McDevitt did a good job of keeping contained and forcing everything and not allowing Sawyer to get that edge. So it's good defensive effort by McDevitt.
It'll be 4th and 8. They're going to bring. Are they going to bring Butts on?
Well, I mean, it's 4th and 6. I mean, do you go for this and try to get in the end zone? And it looks like Harrisburg is going to do that.
Okay, they're going to go for it. If not, it was a 29-yarder. But no, they're definitely going 4th and 8. Wilkerson. Floating left's going to avoid. Oh, he's going to take it himself. And he's going to walk it in. So touchdown, Harrisburg. It was like the great opening of a great C, and he walks right up through the middle. Touchdown, Harrisburg.
Well, we know Wilkerson is very confident. He's such a confident player. He gets the ball. I mean, there's no. He sees surveying the field, sees an outside rusher coming on the delay, and he just tucks it and goes. He sees like you said, the middle of the defense just opened up, and he starts scampering, and he gets right upfield and scores. And now, Harrisburg is well in control of this game and the score as well, and have an opportunity to go in a half, possibly 21-0, if they make this extra point.
I think sometimes you just get out-weaponed, and Harrisburg has a lot of them. There's one of them up and good by Butts. We'll have more after these messages here on ABC 27.
The Advanced Hoops training staff features Division I level instructors and coaches who have played professionally. Charlie Fortney's shooting instruction has proven transformational for players in South Central PA. Gerald Jarman takes players to the next level in his dribbling and crossover intensity classes. Archie Smith teaches intense speed and agility and is very motivational. 6'9" Duke McCamey is excellent at teaching young post player technical skills around the basket.
Over 30 years of Division I and professional experience. It doesn't get any better than that.
Starting September 9th and 10th, Advanced Hoops is offering game-ready 3D basketball training. Advanced Hoops shooting, crossover intensity, plus position classes will get players ready at game level for the upcoming season. To secure your spot, register at advancedhoops.com. Parsons set to kick. Up 21-0. Still just about 5 minutes on the clock for McDevitt to see if they can get anything going.
So yeah, again, Harrisburg in control of this game. McDevitt, what can you do? You're down. At this point, you can't look at the score. You just got to try to look at some continuity. You got to see if you can put something together, string together some plays, string together some offense, and then build off of that. So you sometimes in situations like this, you want to go to what you would call bread and butter, and just try to see if you can build something off of it. And again, it's going to be difficult to do against a team like this, but you have to do your best to try to come up with something.
The give was to Cleek Davis. Hey, coming up at halftime, stay tuned for our Highmark halftime report. We'll have our Capital Region Insurance Agency stats and report and our Advanced Hoops analysis coming right up at halftime with 4:38. Micah Parsons right now 10 carries, 105 yards. That's been one of the big difference makers. Butts has a TD along with Yamir Wilkerson. So they're up 21-0. And Bishop McDevitt lost their starting quarterback. If you're just tuning in, Chase Dill, two series ago, and we've yet to hear
find out what that injury's about. They're with their sophomore backup quarterback right now. Harrisburg offsides. They'll be signaled for the offsides call defensively.
And they got Bernie this time on the outside. So, again, this is what, the third time that McDevitt's been able to draw that Harrisburg defense offsides. So, again, you know, as a coordinator, you have to watch for the ball. You have to look at the ball, not the snap count. And I know those defensive coordinators are not liking it. And I definitely know Coach Everett's not liking that.
Jake Kelly, the sophomore quarterback, in. He'll put it up in the air for the first time, and it was dropped by Tanias Becker, the junior. He lost it.
So again, I mean, you have to go at it. It looks like the rest of the way. Not only are you down, you have to go at it the rest of the way with your backup quarterback. So it puts you at another disadvantage on that end. So, you know, you're not full strength either.
I think when you're young and you're sophomore and you're playing at McDevitt, you dream of getting that opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
yeah,
getting the opportunity against this defense is, whew, it's a lot to ask out of a youngster.
It is. It is. But Deal, he got that opportunity last year as a youngster.
3rd and 1, and did he get it? That's the question.
No, I think he's going to be short.
Now coming up very confident was Harrigan on the carry. He came up and thought he got it. Let's take it a look again. Harrigan will get the ball here. Runs into his own fullback. That stopped him a little bit.
But I'll tell you, that second effort may have gotten him the first down. It looks like it did. So that was definitely hard running right there.
Andre White came up on the tackle. Andre White is a player. No doubt about it.
Oh, White's definitely a player. 6'3",
White's
215, a linebacker. He's a good-sized kid for a high school linebacker. So he comes and explodes through that A-gap. And that's what, you know, you get that A-gap pressure. It makes it hard on an offense.
You got triple receivers on your screen, a single receiver to your right. Becker, Kelly to Becker. Becker's going to be tied up, nowhere to go. And making that play is Bernie.
Once again, Bernie on the play. He's having an electrifying game. We're calling his name all over the place.
Look at it, Bernie. Look at just pursuit, physicalness, and Becker wasn't going to get away from that.
Make the tackle.
And then doesn't help that Payne comes over and climbs over on your helmet one time too. How about it?
Yeah. You know, Bernie 5'9", 200-pound linebacker, and he's all over the field right now.
Yeah, they line him up in so many different spots. Kelly going to put it up. His pass is good to Burnett, Nazir Burnett. Burnett's been very quiet. He was a receiver that was caught up on a lot last year.
Yeah, he was. I mean, especially, you know, before Bowers went down, he got a lot of looks in the passing game, and they're counting on him to have a big year this year, and he still can. You know, this game won't take that away.
Kent to Becker. Becker's going to get the chains, and he's going to get a first down for McDevitt. They're going to get a little bit of momentum here right before half with 2:11 to play. That'll be a first down.
And that's positive yards. That's positive gains. You want to make sure, like I said, you got to put some kind of continuity together in your offense, and that's when you got a chance to get a first down. You know, yeah, don't look at the time or the game clock or the score. You just got to focus on stringing together some offense.
You know what? We talked uniforms earlier. Mm-hmm. I like those golden cleats by McDevitt.
Yeah, I didn't.
Are you checking them out at all?
Not everybody has the golden.
That's the thing, though. I think if you're going with them, I like everybody.
Well, I heard white makes you look like you're running faster. I did hear that. So you see in the skill position players from McDevitt, many of them have that white.
Now, I might not get on the field.
No, you don't.
No, I want to tell you something, though. I'm going with the gold shoes if I got the chance. And you give me one chance on there, I got gold shoes on.
Oh,
like
sweet.
I said.
I'm not saying I wouldn't wear them. I'm just saying that you see speed guys. Some of the speed guys have the white on.
Okay.
Those guys.
Listen, I'm with you. I'm not arguing. I'm just saying gold. I think I'm going gold. I mean, give up top there is to Adams. Adams is, well, I tell you what, he wrestled a few more yards out of it. He didn't quit. Give him a lot of credit.
Yeah, that should have been
That looked like it was dead from the start, didn't it?
But he was able to keep his legs churning, and that's what you want. You know, that determination right now, knowing that you're down, knowing that you're losing, to still be playing hard, still playing for something. Yeah. So that's what you get from those guys that are able to come with that. Come with that fight.
Kelly going to pick up a few crossing over the 50-yard line.
And that's Williams on the tackle on the play, so it brings up a 3rd down. This will be another good opportunity on a 1st down for Bishop McDevitt. Get another 1st down. That means you're stringing together multiple 1st downs, which is not a bad thing with a backup quarterback.
Rosado came up, and Williams comes up and makes a great tackle. He's a senior for Harrisburg. Kelly, shotgun formation, trips to the right, single receiver. He's going to roll right, but no time. Coming up to make a great tackle
the whole defensive line is
Jeff Chisholm, and then the rest of the defensive line.
I mean, it just seemed like the entire defensive line got in the secondary. So,
I mean, Jerome, you look at some matchups. I mean, Harrisburg's going to have a big matchup at Cumberland Valley late season. We'll have them again versus Central Dauphin. I mean, as you look at this team and the talent base, and then you're getting a couple guys that were key players at other schools now here, you know, I mean, what do you see? I don't know if you can disrupt this much talent.
Well, I mean, talent is one part of it. You have the coaching, and then you have the attitude. You have a group that is confident.
I agree there.
You have a group that when you have confidence, it's not just on game day. You have confidence that confidence shows when you're walking around in school.
Yeah.
That shows when you're home with your family. That shows when you are at practice in particular, and that's a big thing. When you have that practice where guys are getting fired up at practice and having that confidence at practice. So when they come out in the game, it's natural.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again, sometimes in the past with Harrisburg, we always talked about the talent, but we didn't put the other phases. For whatever reason, another phase was out of whack. Right. That didn't let them get over that hump from that 7-4 season or 6-4 or 6-3 season, as opposed to an undefeated season or a 1-loss season in a state championship run. So now you have a team that has a swagger about them, and again, they have to come out each and every week and prepare like it's Emotep Charter every week, because any team, as we know, can get shocked. We saw it. We saw Appalachian State years ago when they knocked off Michigan.
When they beat Michigan.
Michigan came in thinking, "Oh, it's Appalachian State. We'll be okay." What happened? Appalachian State kicked Michigan in the teeth. So if you don't come out prepared every game, anyone can knock you out. So talent, coaching, preparation, all those things have to be aligned. And you got to make sure you come out every week. And you saying Harrisburg come out today. This was special for them today, just like last week. No let up.
Wilkerson rolling to his left, looking downfield. He's going to hold it. Becker chasing in pursuit. He'll knock him out of bounds. When you talk about surprising people, you might remember this matchup, Market Street matchup in 1994. McDevitt was a 24-point underdog. Came up in what they call that as today. That game's still called Shock the World. McDevitt comes and upsets Harrisburg. So I know when you look at your schedule, you go one game.
Yep, one game at a time.
More than that, one quarter at a time. But I just, to disrupt this talent base right now. And if you're a youngster at this game today and you're seeing that black and silver uniform, how can you not want to put that on?
And that's how you develop that longevity of being a championship team, a caliber team. You develop that when you have your youngsters, those middle school guys that'll be high school guys next year. They get a chance to see this and they feel that.
Right.
It's contagious. They feel it. And then you have those guys that in 4 years will be stars. They'll be taking over. So it's a progression. It's an attitude, and once you develop that, and we've seen it from McDevitt. McDevitt has that attitude, has had that attitude in years. How many years have we called them when they've made their runs to the state title games and how good they were?
That program.
So we know that program. We saw Middletown last year. They had it. So, I mean, we've seen it. Still High has had it at the Class A level. So you've seen it everywhere with many different clubs. Cumberland Valley is another one that has had it. So.
Well, that ball was intended for Ronald Kent. He had him. I mean, Wilkerson had him. Okay, we got 25 seconds. You're seeing the hurry-up offense, but I want you to watch the composure of Wilkerson right now. He's playing. He's just playing like somebody who's been there often.
And that's what you want to see, and I would imagine you'll get a lot of interest in college. They want to see this. They want to see how can a quarterback, you're up, how in a 2-minute drill, how do you operate that offense from the quarterback position?
Wilkerson, throw out to Plant. It's a little head of Plant, a hit Plant in the hands. Plant gets that. I mean, he's a special kid. I'm telling you what, an open field, I think he's got room to run and make a move. That's the kind of ball that he can get in the end zone with that thing.
And that's why they want to get. That's why you see Wilkerson trying to get the ball to him.
Harrisburg taking their time. We got 23. Ball at the 31-yard line. Wilkerson looking downfield, throwing a beautiful ball up top. He goes to Butts, and Butts hold on. Butts almost held on to that. That was a good ball. That was a great play call. Take one shot at it like that.
Yeah.
3rd and 10 for Harrisburg.
I just think Butts was out though early in that he's there now, stride for shot, but then after the tip, he was already out. So, and then the defender was also out of bounds, so that wouldn't have been a completion even if he put it in, but that was amazing effort, though. And on the coverage, number 2, Aaron Gaithers was there to make a play, as well as number 8, James Lawson, was also on the defense.
Snap was a low snap. Parsons still finds a way to get it off. It's going to take a roll. It's going to be picked up by Becker. Becker on the right side, crossing the 40-yard line. Boy, that was a dangerous ball to pick up. I don't know if I can pick it up. And now we got flags.
So we get a chance to see what this call is. And again, Harrisburg up 21-0 with 5 seconds left in the half.
Well, coming up at our halftime, we'll have our Highmark halftime report, along with our advanced hoops and Capital Region Insurance Agency stats and analysis with Jerome and myself. Looking forward to talking about upcoming matchups as well, and not to mention what we see and what we think we'll see. That'll be Holding going against Bishop McDevitt. That's coming back. I really like this facility over here, Jerome. I mean, Harrisburg really did something very special by building this. This just has a great football field.
It definitely does. I always love it when the stadium is right next to the school, and when you have the school in the background. And I think it's a good venue. And I'll tell you what, these steps coming up here, man, they were big steps, man. I was coming up like, man, where am I at? Hershey Stadium.
Having a couple extra hot dogs and some
I didn't mean
Chick-fil-A.
You ate hot dogs.
I'm just saying. Well, you just got,
I ate a sandwich.
I'm looking out for you. Well, that's going to do it for our first half. Harrisburg 21, McDevitt nothing. We'll have our Highmark halftime report and our advanced hoops and Capital Region Insurance Agency stats and analysis coming right up at half, right after these messages.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
Guys, I'm with Brian Hudson with the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, the CEO of servicing over 60,000 customers statewide. Brian, I consider you guys as a company, much like High School Sports Live, we get over 60-some thousand people at our different games. Mm-hmm. Who knows how many are watching? We average 1,500 online watchers in the YouTube. So we're kind of in a similar business, serving people. But talk about the different ways Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency is meeting the family's needs.
Well, those 60,000 loans, we service all those right here at our corporate headquarters in Harrisburg. We have a solution center that handles a lot of those calls coming in from those customers. But in addition to those mortgage loans, we help individuals find apartments.
Gotcha.
And that's a totally different population also. Looking for an apartment, or they have problems with their apartment, do they want to move to another location? We have a search engine on our website that helps them locate apartments. So we cover the entire Commonwealth, and Central Pennsylvania is part of that.
Well, a lot of people are renting. So a lot of people don't know that while they're renting, they could possibly go from being a renter to a homeowner. Talk about that process.
Well, that's where our counseling network comes into play, and we do encourage potential home buyers to go to our counseling network. We have over 70 counseling agencies throughout the Commonwealth to help homeowners get ready, potential homeowners get ready. What's the budget? How do I become a homeowner? What's maintaining a home? They may not be ready right away, but we move those renters into home ownership, which is a great program.
Where can somebody who's watching, because we have a lot of viewers, where can they go to find out how to tap into some of these services?
On our website, www.phfa.org, we have a list of counseling agencies, and look for the one that's closest to your location. It's free. They don't have to pay for that, and they'll help them walk through the steps of home ownership to become a homeowner.
Brian, we may have you come in the second half of the broadcast if you want to help commentate. I don't know. No, we'll let you sit and enjoy the game. But guys, back to you. It was a great interview with Brian Hudson from Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, and I'm sure there will be more.
Thank you.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
For all those pokers, prodders, shuckers, and sniffers, All Giant Produce is triple checked. Farm, crate, and store. We're focusing on fresh, so you don't have to guess. My Giant. Save big on all of your game day favorites. Only at Giant, a proud sponsor of High School Sports Live.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
Today's broadcast is sponsored in part by Groff Tractor, Pizza Hut, Advanced Hoops, Highmark, Brenner Family of Dealerships, and the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency.
Well, welcome back to our Highmark halftime report. Jerome, 21-0 here. We got heavy rain. The turf's holding up very well in this matchup. McDevitt lost Chase Deal in that first half. Right now, they're really struggling to find some answers.
Yeah, I mean, they were struggling with Chase Deal, let alone without him. And now, you have to go against probably one of the top teams in the state with your backup quarterback. So right now, you're seeing Harrisburg. There's no let-up from what you saw last week against Untitled Chapter. They've come out, and they have no let-up. So they've shown their dominance in this game.
Well, when you talk about it, the dominance-wise, they're bringing a lot of pressure. Mm-hmm. They're playing assignment football as well, right. But they're playing fundamental with athletic ability, and right now the mix is dangerous.
Well, I mean, it's a matchup problem for any team that plays them, for many teams that will play them, because they are stacked at every position. There's not a lot of weaknesses. They have size, they have speed, so how do you attack them?
Right.
So you try to run right at them. They have power. You try to run on the edges. They have speed. Micah Parsons has shown his dominance, as well as many members. We've called a lot of different athletes on that team that has done a really good job. So it's hard.
Well, Micah Parsons, they got to find a way to stop him. He has 10 carries for 105 yards in the first half and a touchdown. Not to mention he punched the ball. He lines up in different spots on defense. He has 2 sacks. He's at 9 tackles and 2 sacks already. And then we haven't even talked about like a guy like Anderson Butts. I mean, he's got a touchdown today already. He's kicked 2 extra points.
Right.
And then he's been lined up everywhere, even as a receiver. When you got guys like that dynamically doing that, what do you do then if you're going to talk a little bit of a defense? If you stack the box, can you take an opportunity going man-to-man in coverage if you're McDevitt?
Again, you just got to try to play ball. The same thing applies on the defensive side of the ball. How do you stop so many weapons? And again, we've seen this flip. We talked about McDevitt the same way years ago. So, they know what it feels like, especially the coaching staff. It's just right now there's a talent difference, and it's against them this game. And again, you're playing against a team that they're hoping to compete long term for a state title.
Well, when you look at the first half highlights, let's just take a chance to take a look at them. I mean, Harrisburg gets on the board. They had a couple opportunities real early. They get on the board pretty early, but this has led into the first touchdown with a great break on the ball, and that made a difference by Gant. Then Parsons on a jet sweep. He's not going to be refused when he crosses a 10 and 5 and dives in. That puts them on the board. They go up 7-0. And look at it again. This is coming at you square in shoulders. I don't think you're bringing him down. He was running a little mad and determined. Here, Wilkerson with time dumps it off to Butts. Now watch it. Whoop! Look at Butts make a move.
Yep.
Everybody's in front of him. He's got 300 pounds of blockers in front of him. And then look at that one more time.
And look at big number 74 laying a block at the end of this.
Did you see the
guy
move,
down.
though?
Very good move.
And right here, Wilkerson, this is what I really love to see. We weren't even really talking about the elusiveness and the ability to run when you're Wilkerson. Steps back, sees there's nothing, makes a great move, up the middle, touchdown. They go up 21-0. That's where we are right here. That was our advanced half and Capital Region Insurance Agency stats and analysis. Again, Jerome, I mean, a rainy day in the Market Street matchup. McDevitt, if they could just find a way of getting the ball, maybe find a way to put something in the end zone, they might be right back in this game.
Again, McDevitt, they can't focus on the score. They can't focus on anything else. The hype of Harrisburg, they just have to focus on stringing together consecutive plays and having success. And at that point, you're building off of the next success, off the next success, and getting you prepared for the next game. You know what I mean? So the next game, you're not going to have this juggernaut. So, they have to do that. And if they can do that, they'll be fine.
Well, we got our second half coming up, but let's segue to just coming right up. We'll have our Advanced Hoops special report on our Advanced Hoops training coming this fall. More after these messages.
Karen has 459 friends, but none of them made sure she got home okay. None of them suggested she skip the next drink, try a glass of water, or maybe just call it a night. Karen has 459 friends. But tonight, what she really needed was one good one.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
The Fall 5-on-5 prepares players for the winter season better than anything the Harrisburg area has ever seen. Advanced and novice players can get game experience versus competition that fits their level. This year's 5-on-5 will give players experience and teach players proper spacing and principles to improve their overall game. The Fall 5-on-5 class will feature an intense speed and agility curriculum each week, so players will have no downtime during the class.
This fall, Advanced Hoops 3D training will be offering crossover intensity with Gerald Jarman and Archie Smith, which builds the key dimensions of ball handling, confidence, and skill improvement.
Good job, good job, good job. Whatever we can do with our right, we can do with our left. Whatever we do with our left, we can do with our right. There's no dominant hand.
In the preseason for the NBA, the ball handling drills we're doing, they do in the NBA. Second Wilson's going to go down and back.
Gerald has a great rapport with the kids. He brings enthusiasm, instruction. He has the best coaching background, and he has the best experience you're going to find in this area.
You're not worried about nobody else but you getting better. Your friends at home. They playing Xbox. They playing PlayStation. Y'all in here getting better. 3, 2, 1.
Archie's level of enthusiasm has taken this class to another level this year. Players will be challenged with 2-ball stationary dribbling, alternating 2 balls. 1 high, 1 low, even down and back, learning to control 2 balls. Then Gerald and Archie will challenge players with full-speed crossovers.
Look how beautiful that is. Discipline, technique.
The stop-and-go move. And drills that teach players to dribble the ball while shielding a defender for game situations.
Control, explode.
The 3D crossover intensity class with these guys will be fun, as you can see, but more importantly, power-packed, and any player that attends will leave with more confidence and an increased skill set. We have this class at every age level, and the instruction will vary accordingly. We are excited to offer in the 3D fall training the speed and agility segment. Our coaching staff is amazing at motivating players to get quicker and faster.
Everybody, you have fast twitch muscles. They go like this. You guys have them, but you know what? They sleep. They sleep right now. So it's our job to wake them up.
Our speed and agility training combines stationary quickness for the feet that helps players get faster in smaller spaces. A player's feet need to change directions quickly and react to the fast-paced play. Our coaches teach players to move their feet properly for the proper lateral movement, which will help a player defensively guarding the ball. Proper technique is one aspect of speed and agility training, and our coaches do a great job of connecting with players and helping them build their physical confidence. Archie Smith teaches players to be quick with the first step and proper running technique. Our speed and agility training also helps players learn how to jump quickly, doing drills that can be imitated at home for maximum improvement. Motivation is the key, and we are excited to have Archie with us and his passion for the area of this game. It's contagious, and it's getting many of our players excited about improving their athletic ability.
1, 2, 3! Yeah!
Circle in low, okay, and send all your momentum straight up, straight down. There you go.
Charlie's game speed shooting classes are being offered at all age levels this fall. And this dimension is very important for players that want to score the basketball in game situations.
Make sure your shoulders are square. Yep. A little bit wider, straight up and down. That's right, straight up, straight down.
Every year, Charlie is building Division I caliber players into college-level shooters, and his tradition keeps going on and on.
Right elbow, right knee, come up and stop 90 degrees. Follow through, starts with the hands.
Charlie not only is an expert at teaching the fundamentals, but he understands how to teach those fundamentals to players with all different levels of ability and ages. For Charlie, it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. His goal is to help a player's shot improve right where they're at. It helps when Charlie builds rapport with the kids, and they see his own form and accuracy with demonstrations. He leads players by example, and the drills that he takes players through are both foundational and will prepare players for shooting in every game situation. Coming off down screens, moving side to side, shots off the dribble, pull-ups in transition, proper game plan on foul shots, and much, much more. Charlie covers it all, and every player that leaves a Charlie Fortney shooting class leaves a better shooter.
Hi, I'm Melissa. I teach 10th grade English.
And I'm Melissa when she was in 10th grade at Connections Academy.
That was the year my teachers changed the way I looked at literature.
These books are amazing.
At Connections Academy, the great courses and all of the personal attention really made a difference.
Our class discussions opened my eyes.
In fact, my Connections Academy teachers inspired me so much, I became one myself.
Here, you're gonna need these.
Commonwealth Connections Academy, the tuition-free public cyber school.
At Pizza Hut, our original pan dough rises fresh every day, making it crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. And now you can get our original pan as part of the $6.99 any deal. That's 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any specialty for just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
The Advanced Hoops training staff features Division I level instructors and coaches who have played professionally. Charlie Fortney's shooting instruction has proven transformational for players in South Central PA.
Gerald Jarman takes players to the next level in his dribbling and crossover intensity classes. Archie Smith teaches intense speed and agility and is very motivational. 6'9" Duke McCamey is excellent at teaching young post player technical skills around the basket.
Over 30 years of Division I and professional experience. It doesn't get any better than that.
Well, welcome back to our Highmark Halftime Show, and you just saw the Advanced Hoops fall training. Hey, there's still some time till next week if you want to get involved. Make a call, go to advancedhoops.com, and sign up. You'll get some great, you've got some great coaches over there, Archie Smith Jr., and I think I've seen Mr. Duke McCamey there in that last video, Charlie Fortney, and all the great people there involved with Advanced Hoops. We also thank them for partnering with High School Sports Live and ABC 27 to bring great matchups just like this Friday, September 15th. Not this Friday now. We will not. We got a bye week, Drum. It doesn't happen often for us, but we're on a bye week. But we come back strong with Hershey versus Milton Hershey over at Hershey Park Stadium. Maybe we'll ride a roller coaster or something afterwards. We'll get you a cheesesteak. Whatever we can do for you, Drum.
Yeah, we got Hershey, Milton Hershey, Middletown Hershey, and Middletown East Stroudsburg.
Fall AAU tryouts, October 28th and 29th, Pennsylvania. Get a chance to do that today, as soon as you can, advancedhoops.com. And that is your fall tryouts, October 28th and 29th. Your Advanced Hoops 3D fall training. There are signups happening right now. Do not hesitate. For more information, go to advancedhoops.com. Well, we got second half action coming right up here at Harrisburg High School. Harrisburg 21-0. And McDevitt trying to find answers in this rain. It's been real thick at times, this rain. It's then backed off a bit, but we got really fall weather. Started last night when we came in the polos, approached it. The polo weather is generally somewhere around 89 to 90 in humidity. We've had that for probably usually 3-4 Friday night games, right?
Yep,
every season.
And then this year
has been a bit of a change.
And again, some of it, the rain could be remnants of the hurricane that hit Texas, and we definitely want to recognize all those that are having difficulties just getting by that as they start their cleanup effort down south. And I know a lot of people up here have family and friends that are down there. So again, our hearts go out to them, and hoping that as a group, as a country, we come together to help those down in Texas that are really trying to battle their way back from a devastating situation.
I agree. We got a great guy that come from Central Pennsylvania that played at Hershey, Mr. Scott Parra, who's the Rice head coach. I know he and his family have had to evacuate their home. He's going into his first season coming up at Rice basketball. I know he and his players are raising money as we speak now. So we wish the Parra family the best and the Rice University team as they're bounding together. Guys like James Harding for the Houston Rockets. I've seen J.J. Watts. So many people that are on the sports side of things raising millions of dollars for the relief. And we know it's going to be quite the cleanup. But like anything, that's what makes America great, when we all come together. We have second half action. Ball on the 43-yard line. First down and 10 for the Harrisburg Cougars. Wilkerson looking over the sideline to get the play. And it's coming in. I love the fact when you can go no huddle, get to play from the sideline, go straight. I love to use every ounce of time that you get when you have the rock in your hands. And it looks like Will McDevitt do it. They're going to jump. Wilkerson's cadence got him to jump. But Jerome, that was something when we played as kids. I mean, you took your time coming out of the huddle, if you remember. You took your time getting the play in. But time is so crucial in today's game, the spread and the way that things are running. I mean, you're using every aspect of the clock on your offensive side.
Well, I mean, you have a lot more tempo offenses that are a lot quicker, so you don't see that slow down. You see teams trying to get as many offensive plays as possible.
Look at the spin move on Parson. We thought it was going to be a jet sweep. Goes to actually Parson's left side, crosses the 50-yard line. Man, did you see the spin move?
Oh yeah, I mean, as we know, he's 6'3", 235, 240 pounds. So again, even when you get to him to tackle him, that's a chore in itself. So not only do you have to catch him, then once you get to him, then you got to bring down that strength. That power that he has, which is not easy for anybody.
We got a single receiver on our screen, double to the right. Twins Wilkerson looking all the way left, going over the top to Butts, and it's going to be incomplete. Well, but a flagger down. We had coverage by Gethers. Did Gethers get a hold of Butts?
And it was unfortunate for him to make that play because, you know, what Gaithers was, he made the play, but it wasn't a catchable ball at that point. Wilkerson kind of double clutched almost, and he threw it, and it was going to be underthrown. So he didn't see it, and he gets a hold.
Now they're going to call holding.
So, again, these players, I mean, don't be surprised, Todd, if you start to see, as the game goes on, Harrisburg start to get their starters out and get some of these backups in the game. And, you know, you preserve your starters for the next week and the next game. So you may start to see them start to get those guys out. And there you get a good look at Parsons and the rest of the offense for Harrisburg.
He's just got size. And you know, Corey Jett, you have at center. Last year playing at Susquehanna Township, now is got the center game here. He's an impressive center. I mean, he's cleared the way a lot today. He's got a couple good guys lined up in front of him size-wise on the other side of McDevitt.
Yeah, Jett's had a good game up front. I mean, he's really solidified that center position. And, again, he's an experienced lineman. You know, coming from Susquehanna where he played a lot, especially early on at Susquehanna as a young player. And now he comes to Harrisburg and joins a championship team, caliber team, and he's able to contribute on the line as a starting center, which he was normally a guard before he moved to that position. So many times you have to teach those guys. They end up being the commander of your offensive line as the center.
No doubt.
So that's a big accomplishment for Jett to take over that role coming into a new school and a new team.
Wilkerson rolling left. Going to dump off to Plant. Plant's going to take this one across the 15-yard line to the 13. And Harrisburg's knocking on the door. Red zone opportunity once more.
And you see Plant, when Wilkerson goes to the air game, it's going to be Plant. Plant is going to start off in the backfield. He comes out, gets lost a little bit by Bishop McDevitt, and he's able to get into the open field. And sometimes that's the hardest thing to the defense is that running back coming out of the backfield.
Man. He went to Plant early in the first half twice. Plant dropped one that was an obvious touchdown. Plant with the carry. Plant crossing over to the 12-yard line, making it 11.
And that was Laporta made a touchdown saving tackle there because Plant looked like he was going to get up further into the secondary, and then Laporta comes out and makes a good play.
Wilkerson calling the play from the line. They'll have twin receivers to the right. Butts is the single receiver on the left side. Looked like Andre White went early, missed the count. He jumped early on the right side. Andre White looked like he was going to run right down the middle. I think he had touchdown in mind. Maybe the ball was coming to him all the way, Jerome.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, you're trying to think a little bit further ahead as opposed to, you know, staying pat. I'll tell you what, if you blended the two games, Todd, between last night and tonight of the games that we've done, thinking about the talent that we've seen in two games on the field at the same time. I mean, guys that are definitely going to be playing at the next level.
Look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry, I got myself very excited. I thought he was going to catch that, Parsons, and not only in that, I just love to watch great football catches. That was a for sure touchdown. I mean, they threw it up. Wilkerson took a chance on throwing it to Parsons. Parsons was crossed, had the receiver cross his body and almost pulled it down.
Yeah, Diggs was there, and then Diggs kind of held on a little bit.
Wilkerson throws a good ball,
which caused the pass official. And Diggs didn't get his head around.
Diggs didn't get his head around. He had his hands up in his face mask, and Parsons' face mask. So that will be pass interference. That was obvious.
Have to get your head around. He was in good position. He just needed to get his head around. There you get a good look at Wilkerson. You know, I've been impressed with his start to the year, what he was able to do last year coming into this year. Very confident player. We've talked about that. Showed a lot of poise. And playing a decent game today. Hasn't had to do tons. He's had just let his athletes do the playing. And, you know, he was able to get in the end zone himself on the ground, but get the ball into your guys, you know. and that's what he's been able to do.
Wilkerson, he went hurry up. Enriquez, he had split out on the left side, the senior. He's 195 pounds, but to no avail.
And we know Enriquez has been a very good target for him. I mean, he's had a good start to the year, 5'11", 185-pound, good size receiver for Harrisburg that can get downfield.
Parsons over the middle. Oh, but he's still on his feet. He got out of it. Touchdown, Micah Parsons. I had almost called that he was down, but he wasn't down. We're going to have to watch this again. I mean, today he's just, what can I say? He's in a highlight film today.
He was like that last week, too.
What
do you say? I mean,
he got out of that.
That's 3, 4, 5. 5 tackles in the span. He ran through 5 tackles in the span of 7 yards.
You know, I wish I could go inside his mind and heart right now and say, where are you going next year? Can I put a bid in for somebody? But, I know that's not right.
He doesn't have to say a word. Right now, he doesn't have to
say anything.
He
up,
go where he wants to go.
Yep, point after is good. Harrisburg on the board, 28-0. There'll be more coming right up on ABC 27 after these messages.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free homeownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of homeownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
And welcome back. I mean, last night we're at Cumberland Valley, Coatesville. Who do we see? James Franklin in Central Pennsylvania at the game. There's no wonder he's in our backyard all the time.
And he also went to Camp Hill to see Kuntz yesterday as well. So I'm not sure if he came from Camp Hill or went to Camp Hill after the Cumberland Valley game, but he checked out his other commit. So you have a head coach of a big-time program coming down the highway to see a couple of his players that's going to be coming to him. And that's kind of special. That's special.
That's special. You know what? I might want to say this. He might be able to afford to leave right now since they're up 35.
He can be here now.
Visit now. What do you say?
He might have been. He might be here. I mean, think about it. I mean, his team. I mean, he might not have even stayed at the game. I mean, he could have ran through the tunnel and then just ran right to his car, got on the road, and came here.
So well, I want to say this.
It's possible he can be here.
If a head coach would leave his stadium in the middle of a game to come, I'm signing. I'm just telling you that right now.
Yeah. I mean, you have to sign.
I'm signing.
But I mean, hey, Penn State is loaded. So I mean, that team, it's going to take. Akron would have to come with a situation to come in the Penn State and beat them. So he's looking for a big season. But he's really trying to monopolize and keep Pennsylvania athletes here. I mean, you're starting to see the resurgence of Temple on one end. You see the resurgence of Pitt on the other end. You have Penn State, Pennsylvania. They're trying to lock it down. Those 3 programs are trying to lock PA down.
Right.
And so those are 3 quality schools, with definitely Penn State being the top as far as recruiting.
Well, Khalid Davis just picked up good positive yardage for McDevitt. Let's see if they can get something going. Ball on the 44-yard line, 1st and 10 for Kelly. Kelly looking downfield. It's going to fire. It's going to be intercepted. That was a dangerous pass. Enriquez is still on his feet crossing the 30-yard line, still on his feet crossing the 40, but he knocked out at the 45-yard line, and Harrisburg will have the ball back with good field position.
And unfortunately, we have a player down early, and one of the linemen, it looks like, is down. So
every day, we pride ourselves.
And Enrique, he just gets upfield. I mean, he's a top-notch receiver, but we do see one of the Harrisburg players coming off the field right now. That's big number 56, Nazir Morrell, the 6', 240-pound senior's coming off. So unsure what's going on with him. We hope he's okay.
Well, good sign is he's walking off, so that's at least positive. He's looking at his hand, so the training staff of Harrisburg. we don't want to see any injuries. I mean, these kids put a lot into getting out here on this field, so want to keep them safe. It's always a prayer. 46-yard line for Harrisburg. 1st and 10, third quarter action. 8:49 to play. Looked like McDevitt jumped early. Wilkerson left side. He's going to go over the top. Wow. And he has him. I think he was being held. The intended receiver was Enriquez. I thought maybe Adams might have had a hold of him, but
that was a beautiful ball by Wilkerson.
That ball was
really good ball.
This kid is a true talent, Ymir Wilkerson. I don't know what the recruiting opportunities look for him right now, but I mean, he's going to get his opportunity.
Oh yeah,
sure.
I mean, I think right now it's, you know, of course, coming out of your junior year, you would like to have more looks. Right now, he's a 6'1" quarterback, and I think some may have been waiting for this year to see what he's going to do. And you're seeing him coming out, and he's showing what he can do. So I don't think he's going to have any problems. It'll just be interesting to see what school will pull the trigger.
Look at this. We have a halfback pass. Sawyer's had an opportunity. So Wilkerson went to Sawyer. Sawyer's looked downfield, and it's incomplete. But we've got a down player on the McDevitt side, and that down player is C.J. Laporta. He's a senior, 6'2", 230 pounds, and we hope he's okay. Well, it's time for our Giant student section. Looks like we're on the McDevitt side there. Our Giant, we really appreciate Giant student section featuring that all year long. And we've got blankets on today. We've got hoods. I mean, you know it's cold out there right now. I mean, people are bundled up like it is deep fall weather. That's our Giant student food section, student section today.
And we've seen McDevitt, you know, at their home field, and they do travel well, you know, with the weather situation being the way it is. You know, many of those kids packed it in the day. They're like, we're not going out there. But for the Iron students that came out for Bishop McDevitt to make this trip down to Harrisburg, good for them.
Taking a look at our halfback pass, and then
I mean that could be a knee injury there. Sure. Unfortunately, you see him get spun around, and his cleat got caught in the turf.
Well, that's Laporta who is down. We'll take a break, come back with more action on ABC 27 right after these messages.
For all those pokers, prodders, shuckers, and sniffers, All Giant Produce is triple checked. Farm, crate, and store. We're focusing on fresh, so you don't have to guess. My Giant. Save big on all of your game day favorites. Only at Giant, a proud sponsor of High School Sports Live.
3rd down and 10, 8:35 to play. Ball on the 46-yard line. It's 3rd down and 10 for Harrisburg. Wilkerson rolling left, stiff arming, looking downfield, has a receiver wide open at the 20-yard line. Then was that Tanias Becker that came? No, that was coming over to make that hit.
And I tell you, that was
that was Gathers. Was that Aaron Gathers that came over to make the hit?
I think it was Lawson, but I'll tell you what, that would have been a big gain, and that was just a big play.
So Bryce Connor was the receiver, and then
that was just a solid hit. I mean, it looks like
James
it wasn't
Lawson,
helmet to helmet.
No, we'll see it again. So here we go. It's a good ball. Looks like the receiver clearly has it. Boom. Lawson comes over and breaks it up. Well, Parsons are set to punt. That has not happened too often today. Ooh, high snap. Oh, he's going to have to run. And he got a lot of it back crossing the 50-yard line. He'll be knocked out of bounds at about the 47. And McDevitt will have the ball with good field position.
Yeah, again, high snap.
He did the right thing.
And again, we've seen that a lot this year so far, where, you know, those high snap mistakes that teams are doing early in the season. So, you know, Harrisburg, they're being up. This is not something that they're going to pay for today, but you definitely want to clean that up.
Well, it'll be first and 10, ball at the 48, call it 48. McDevitt with an opportunity here. Just, you know, like anything. They're playing without Chase Deal now, their starting quarterback. Jake Kelly came in early on. And there's Coach Rector, I know, looking on. I'm sure he's understanding what he's up against today. But, you know, at this point, you're playing for some pride. You're playing to get something going, some momentum. They're 1-0 on the season. Had a big victory over Redland. This McDevitt team will find ways and will win football games. But right now, I think you really are offensively looking for a little pride.
And they have won. I mean, they won last week, had a really good convincing game there against Redland. I mean, again, this is a different team. So, you know, you come out and you know, you're able to shake this off and hopefully build some momentum from this game and take it into the next game. Get a good look. I mean, they have good athletes. They have a lot of size over there.
Yeah, they definitely have that. And they have quickness and athletic ability. I'm not sure. A lot of people are yelling for intentional grounding on that play right there. Kelly's pass, he looked like he turned upfield and ran several yards, Strom.
Mm-hmm. Well, looking at the schedule for Harrisburg coming up, and let's talk about the schedule, because then we can kind of talk about where they may see some competition that could get with them. You know, they got McDevitt today. Then they have Pottsville on September 15th. After Pottsville, they have CD East on September 23rd, and then Hershey. And then they have Chambersburg, who Chambersburg was beat pretty soundly last night by Greencastle. Then they have Central Dauphin, which could be an early test, but Central Dauphin went down last night as well to Manheim Township. Then they have State College. But State College is always a tough out for many teams. So that you know, not saying that those other games won't be tests, but looking at the schedule and barring injury, you know, there's a lot of things that can factor into it. That State College game could be a big one. Then you have Harrisburg-Carlisle. Carlisle's trying to have a resurgence on the 27th of October. Then you have that Cumberland Valley game on 11-4. That could be a big game for both teams moving forward and trying to jockey for a playoff position, because you know, that there's going to be some talent on that field as well. So that's the schedule for Harrisburg, and they really started the season with some powerhouses, or at least powerhouse by name, early on.
It's 3rd down and 10. It was Cleek Davis on the carry, Chisholm on the tackle, and I think he made some great points about just, you know, from everything from schedule to.
And I guess where is the competition going to be? I mean, where's that team? Now, mind you, anybody's competition. Let's get back to that.
Yeah,
I mean, we talked about that, but you know, when you talk about on paper, you know, Harrisburg must treat every game, as we said, as if it's the best team in the state, and to get to where they need to get to. But you looking on that schedule, I see, you know, let's see what Pottsville. Not sure what they have, but we'll see what they have. You know, that game, that CD game, where are they going to be at that time when Harrisburg plays them? We know that Cumberland Valley game is going to be a big game for them, but the games in between, that Carlisle game, we'll see where that goes too. So there are going to be some teams on there that are pretty tough.
Well, Kelly rolls out to his right. Last play jumped off sides. That was Burnett who jumped off sides the play before that. Kelly gets back across the 50-yard line before he was knocked out of bounds.
And that was Andre White, who we've called his name a lot today from his linebacker position. And again, you know, as a quarterback, you got to get out. You have to get out of bounds. You don't want to take that hit from these guys.
No way. All right, McDevitt will come on to punt. Ronald Gant Jr. is back to receive the kick. Honors punt's going to take a roll. Not much there. It'll roll across about the 23-yard line where it'll be down there.
And it's in the third. I'm wondering, right now, Harrisburg looks like they're going to continue bringing out their starters right now. And we'll see if they start to bring in some of their backup players and give some of these starters a rest. And there you get a good look at the Harrisburg marching band, which is always an entertaining group. They're out here in the rain supporting their Cougars.
I always love the Harrisburg Cougar band. That's a great shot by our camera crew, the bigger crew. Give to Plant. Plant running, rolling right side. He'll be tackled by Tate Myers.
And Tate Myers has had a good game. You know, he's been on the play a lot today, so he's had a good game in his own right. There you get a chance to see the coaching staff for the Harrisburg Cougars giving in the directions of their defense.
Parsons on the left side. He's going to run across the 30-yard line. He'll be knocked out of bounds there.
And he's going to be close to a first down. Maybe a little shy.
Lawson's on the tackle. Lawson's and Piper brought him down, the sophomore Piper. There's some young kids over there on that McDevitt side too, so that just tells you that they've got a couple more years yet as well, with a lot of kids making contributions now, young kids making contributions. Right. Parsons up the middle, running hard. He breaks out across the 50-yard line, and you're seeing the secondary having to bring him down a lot today. C.J. Diggs, the junior, on the tackle.
And this is when it gets difficult for a defense. When you have the weather is bad, as we can tell, as far as the rain's concerned. Now this turf holds up pretty good, but you start feeding this 230-pound back, and he gets stronger as the game goes on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as after a while, you get in the fourth quarter, you still have to tackle this guy, and that's where the difficulty could be. Then you throw your change of pace. You put Plant in the game. You got to chase him around.
Plant left side crossing the 30-yard line. If you remember when Parsons was at Central Dauphin, I remember a few times down on the goal line they began using him, and I remember the first few times we saw him carry, I know he was learning to get the ball, handling the ball on the run. Now all that's taken care of. He looks like he's played running back numerous years.
Yeah, and that's what you saw. You like you said, you saw the beginning process of back in Central Dauphin when they started to use him before he transferred. But you know, now he's comfortable at that position. He's comfortable at every position on the field at this point, and he's just showing that he's a good athlete to match the rest of the athletes on his team. You know, Wilkerson and Plant, and you know, you have so many athletic guys on this team.
Well, we saw Genoa, Fernando Genoa, the senior, coming off the field. We hope he's okay. Now the rain is coming down really hard right now. Plant on the carry. This might be all you see. And there was a fumble. It's wet out there, and I think McDevitt might have it.
Good defensive effort. We'll see.
Did Harrisburg got it back? Harrisburg got it back. They fought and clawed and got it back. Right there, you see how that rain started coming down, and that handoff might have been slipped. Plant's pretty sure-handed, so I believe. Let's take a look at it here.
And the rain it starts to affect you at this point because
just got knocked out.
It gets slick. The rain is slick. Your arms are slick trying to carry it as a ball carrier, and then when you have gloves, those gloves can be slick too. So right now, this is when that time comes where there's no place to hide. I mean, the rain is going to saturate that ball, and ball security and ball control is going to be even more important.
Parsons, right side. He'll be hammered down by Melendez. The junior, he's 5'11", 215 pounds for Bishop McDevitt.
And again, you're seeing McDevitt is not, they don't have any quit in them. They're playing, and that's what you want from your team. And there you get a good look at Parsons, lean, ready to roll.
Well, it's 4th down and 3. I mean, really, right now you can gamble and do what you want here for your Harrisburg Cougars. Shotgun formation, a bunch trip package to the left side for Wilkerson. Quick pitch to Parsons. Parsons crossing over the 25-yard line. And he'll move the chains for the first down.
And that's the thing. I mean, the one thing about Harrisburg that you see, how often have you seen them stop in their own backfield? You know, and so even their short gains are 4 or 5 yards.
Right.
So 4 or 5 yards first down, 3-4 yards second down, your 3rd and 1, bam, give it to Parsons, he gets it. I mean, and that's pretty much been the story of the day. You know, even the short runs are positive gains.
They give to Purdy Jr.
And now you have to get some
Dana
fresh
Purdy
legs in there.
Jr. Yeah, we're getting some fresh faces in there. Purdy Jr. comes up with a nice run. And the ball's on the 6-yard line. 1st and 6 for McDevitt. Purdy had a miss on the last throw to him. He got hit pretty hard by Lawson, but he makes up for it on the run to the left side. Wilkerson, bunch of receivers to his right. The ball's fumbled, and Purdy got it back. And it's getting wet and slippery down there now.
Yeah, it's definitely getting slick. You're seeing Jed at center starting to adjust his gloves. Took the one glove off so that he can get more security on that ball when he's snapping it.
All right, they're going to bring Parsons back in, along with Gant. So Wilkerson, no back, trips to his right. He's going to put Parsons in motion. Give is to Parsons. Parsons bouncing right, cutting back in, staying on his feet, and he'll get down to about the 2-yard line, maybe call it 1. 1st and 2:10 to play here in the 3rd quarter. And
again, you see the offensive line, some of them are slipping around too. And Parsons is able to get up into the teeth of the defense, close to a touchdown, but gets brought down shy of the end zone.
Parsons walks in, touchdown Harrisburg. They're doing everything right. Things are going very positively for Harrisburg here today. 34 points up on the board here in the 3rd quarter.
And now, like I said, you may start to see, Harrisburg starts to substitute some of these guys out. You're up 34-0. You may start to see them start subbing guys out, getting these young players in. The problem is for Bishop McDevitt, that's fresh legs. Some guys that haven't even been playing.
Somehow, some way, Anderson Butts gets the ball up to the uprights. And Harrisburg on the board, 35-0 3rd quarter. More to come on ABC 27 after these messages.
The Advanced Hoops training staff features Division I level instructors and coaches who have played professionally. Charlie Fortney's shooting instruction has proven transformational for players in South Central PA. Gerald Jarman takes players to the next level in his dribbling and crossover intensity classes. Archie Smith teaches intense speed and agility and is very motivational. 6'9" Duke McCamey is excellent at teaching young post player technical skills around the basket.
Over 30 years of Division I and professional experience. It doesn't get any better than that.
It's fall AAU tryouts October 28th and 29th. Try it out for Team Pennsylvania. For more information, call AdvancedHoops.com. And Advanced Hoops 3D Fall Training, September 8th and September 9th. Sign up now. There's still spots available. Go to AdvancedHoops.com. 3rd quarter action. Harrisburg up 35-0. Becker going over to the left side, or was that actually that's James Lawson? And there are flags down. That's going to go against McDevitt. That's Tanias Becker on the return. White made the tackle. Forrest White, the junior for Harrisburg.
And again, 35-0 right now. And you'll see some changes. I mean, the rain, it's been raining pretty much off and on all day. And again, many of the stadiums around Pennsylvania, you see that turf, and they're able to withstand it. I know when I played, it was grass, for the most part, and sometimes the grass held up, sometimes it didn't hold up so well, and you still had to play the game, though.
And when we played, the tracks were still full of cinder, too.
Yep.
So that's going to tell you something. Yeah, we walked 30 miles uphill both ways too, right? In snow.
So, Ty, what position did you play, man, when you played football?
I was a tailback.
What?
I was a tailback, all 105 pounds.
You were fleet of foot, though, right?
Jerome, I might surprise a few people.
Yeah, I believe you. Again, this game, you know, it means something to both teams. I mean, Harrisburg has been on the losing side of some of these games, especially recently when they played each other. Had a little hiatus for a little bit. Now this rivalry is renewed again, and to me, this game has to be on each other's schedule. I would hope that would be from here on out.
I agree. And Jerome, when you look at we talked about football and changes in turf versus grass and tracks. I mean, I can tell you when we played, it was a full house backfield. You had a 4-back, a 2-back, and a 3-back, and I couldn't wait till they called 28 sweep.
28 sweep.
28 sweep. That's how simple it was. 2-back going around the 8 hole. I mean, today offensive complexities and things like that's a lot to learn for a youngster. We got a new Olulale. Got a new quarterback in for Bishop McDevitt.
Well, I know you talk about the offenses and of football in the days of the wing tees and the wishbone offenses, the full house backfield offenses. You know, I think what you see now is more college-ready quarterbacks.
I agree.
Than what you've seen before, especially now that you've seen, you know, you see the spread offense everywhere. So some variation of that, every school so many schools run it in college and so many run it in high school. So you have kids like Ortega yesterday as a freshman last year and a sophomore this year. He looks like a seasoned upperclassman at this point. And, you know, he's going to still make those young mistakes, but you're seeing that.
Well, that's the first pass. Kelly, that's the end of the third quarter. And we said that Jake Kelly has been pulled now, and in relief is sophomore Ululale. Faye is in now a sophomore. 35-0. We'll have more coming right back up. High School Sports Live.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
HoffmanFord.com, turning the World Wide Web into the World Wide Wow. Find the newer pre-owned Ford you want right now from your computer. Shop online 24/7, 365. And our exclusive inventory is updated daily. With hundreds of new and used vehicles, you're sure to find the one that clicks. Hoffman Ford, Harrisburg's premium Ford dealer for 60 years. Click on or come by.
Living proof of the difference you can make when you're all for health. Highmark Blue Shield.
Today's broadcast is sponsored in part by Groff Tractor, Pizza Hut, Advanced Hoops, Highmark, Brenner Family of Dealerships, and the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency.
Well, back on the field, you see some celebration. The Cougars are kind of rooting their band on a little bit, and I think we're getting some changes in the actual. We're changing in some of the roster change here now. Got a couple guys coming back in. We got Parson, the guy still on the field a little bit, and the band is starting to really pound it here on Market Street today. 35-0 Harrisburg, fourth quarter action. they got a lot to be excited about. They're wet and they're cold, but you know what? If you're moving, I think it's a little bit warmer than what we feel right now.
Definitely. I mean, and again, for the players, the wetness to make it slick, the ball slick, that is bothersome. But as far as the temperature of the rain, it's refreshing. I mean, your adrenaline's going, you're playing. But for spectators out there that's weathering this, I mean, you have your umbrellas.
Lulela back to pass. It's going to be complete. And making a great move is Becker. Tanias Becker makes a great move, crosses over the 10-yard line. Red zone opportunity for the Bishop McDevitt Crusaders, showing a little bit of pride here, trying to put something on the board. Tanias Becker has been a receiver that quarterbacks have looked to. I know Bowers threw to him a lot last year. I'm surprised that Nazir Burnett's a bit quiet today. He was a leading receiver from last season, number 9, split out to your left.
But you have to have somebody to throw to him, though. I mean, I think that's been the problem. When is the Cougars had a sustained ability to throw the ball this game to him? So either your quarterback's getting sacked, which we're down to the 3rd quarterback at this point.
We got a McDevitt timeout, but you know what time it is, Jerome?
What time
It's time
is
for the
it?
hit parade.
The hit parade. And, you know, it's always my favorite time of the day, the hit parade, where we get to see people get jacked up. Boom.
Whoa.
We saw the hammer being laid by, and that, you know, we see Parsons, and then you see this block coming from nowhere to get a big hit. Guys thinking they're open field. They're not open field. They're getting hit by somebody. You even get quarterbacks getting jacked up. Boom. Almost coughs that ball up. I love that.
Right here now.
And this is just all into your living room. Big hit, legal hits. Hit parade. We only talk about legal hits right here. We're not putting these illegal hits on here. They're hits that are legal, not headshots. We're not talking about using the crown of your helmet. We're talking about legal, clean hits, because that's what football is about. That's the hit parade.
That's the Invicta hit parade in the 3rd quarter. Alulele rolling to the right, and he's going to step out of bounds, be chased down by Butts and crew and White and everybody that's coming after him. 1st and 10. I like this kid. He's elusive, quick-footed.
Alulele, and that's his name, and he comes into the offense, and you know, he's a clean kid. He's going out there, and he you know, he hasn't gotten any dirt on him yet, so he's coming out and trying to do some things, and we'll see what he can do. He's only a sophomore, 6'1", 175 pounds, sophomore player. This kid may be a kid that we see down the road, the next big thing for Bishop McDevitt.
Oh, there's a fumble on the field, but it's going to be picked up by Harrisburg. Harrisburg's going to have the ball. That ball popped out on the exchange. And that was Morrell on the recovery, a senior. He's 6 foot, 240.
And I know Morrell, 6 foot 240. Once you get the ball as a big guy, you want to get in the open field. So he's scooping and going.
He was thinking about it. He was thinking going green.
And I would have loved to have seen him turn on the Jets, being a big guy, rumbling, stumbling down.
Nobody likes it better to see a big defensive lineman take it to the house.
Because sometimes they leave the ball, they don't know how to carry the ball, they're shocked that they have the ball, and they just start rumbling. Now, every now and then you'll get a former running back to know what they're doing.
Right. Running it hard, getting another opportunity is Purdy on the carry. Dana Purdy, that's his 3rd carry. So he's going to get some opportunity here in the 4th quarter with 10 minutes to play. Ball spot on the 24-yard line for Harrisburg, 2nd down and 6.
And you're still seeing Wilkerson in right now, quarterback. And he's just handing the ball off right now. Clock is still going.
Purdy on the carry. Making initial hit is Venos and Melendez. Well, it's 3rd and 6, 9:19 to play. The clock's continually rolling now since it's 35-0. That rule is in effect right now that the clock will be running unless it's a timeout or an official timeout. Wilkerson, shotgun formation, trip receivers in a bunch to the left. He's going to look that side. And he threw to Sawyer's on the left side.
And that's a good design play. I mean, you run the ball into the teeth of the defense several times, and then you do a quick swing pass out to your guy in open field, let him get upfield, and that's exactly what happens. So now you have a first down.
8:30 to play. 1st and 10, Harrisburg Cougars. Ball on the 32-yard line. Rain has slowed down a little bit. It got heavy at times today. Wilkerson out to Gant. Gant bouncing outside across the 40-yard line. He'll be knocked out of bounds. Coming up to make the initial tackle is Ray Diggs. CJ Ray Diggs.
I think in Harrisburg, just keeping the clock moving, keeping those chains moving. They want to finish this game out with a shutout. It's very rare you see a team go from shutting somebody out one week and then getting shut out themselves. So McDevitt wants to get that 0 off the board and put some points up there if they get a chance.
Well, they were in the red zone, fumbled it with the wet conditions. Dana Purdy on the carry, crossing the 45. Ball be spotted on the 47-yard line.
Purdy Jr. is just running real well right now. I mean, he's, and again, you get those fresh legs in the game sometimes after you've been playing a whole game. It can be difficult for some. And again, Todd, coming into this week, we saw the hype that everybody talked about with Harrisburg. This hype is not just manufactured. This hype has energized the entire city of Harrisburg.
Oh, yeah.
That has not just the school, the city, the surrounding parts of the city, to where, the whole city is behind this team. They got a little taste of what it's like to be close to the state championship, and they didn't get it. And that's what they're looking for this year, is an opportunity to get that back.
Wilkerson up top. And it's caught. Ronald Kent Jr. was hauled it down somehow. I don't know. I mean, he stopped. Kent Jr. has made 2 great catches today where he's come back to get the ball. Wilkerson's throwing it up for grabs. And look at this. One more time. Look at Kent Jr. on the catcher.
And actually, it seemed like it slipped out of Wilkerson's hands, which caused the trajectory of the ball to go even higher. So this was like it looked like a punt. But getting under it for a guy, Kent Jr., who's only 5'8", going up and getting that ball is impressive.
Julian Jordan was on the coverage. That's twice now Kent has picked on Jordan there on that side. Jet sweep. Gant left side. He'll be ran out of bounds, and there's flags down. On the tackle was James Lawson and Aaron Gether, so we'll see what the flag is.
And again, you want to clean this up, these flags. We saw it a lot yesterday in the previous game, the Cumberland Valley Coatesville game. A lot of flags, especially on the Coatesville side. So yeah. Harrisburg had some flags here. Bishop McDevitt. These games had some really good moments. Both had some sloppy moments, but you're going to see that across the nation with football. I mean, even the best teams are still going to have. They're still getting to know each other. And again, this is week 1. Cumberland Valley, that was their first game last week, right. last night. Harrisburg actually played, we know they played last week as well as Bishop McDevitt. So they'll both get bye weeks where teams like Cumberland Valley won't get a bye week. They'll have a straight 10-game schedule and then the playoffs.
Well, it's 1st and 22. Gant left side. Not much there. Taken down on the play by number 55, Tyquan White Jr. He's 6'5", 310.
And again, Harrisburg just wants this clock to keep going. Keep going. Take their time.
They don't have to rush. You're right. 2nd down and 20, 5:31 to play here, 4th quarter. Plant going left side, crossing over, knocked out about the 14-yard line. Plant running really hard. You'd like to see him maybe get another opportunity at it. He's He's shown some definite speed burst at times today.
And again, I wouldn't be surprised if Parsons' day is done.
Look at the stiff arm. Look at Plant getting left here.
Plant can get the corner. He has that speed. We've seen that all game long. Him being able to get the corner and get upfield.
All right, Wilkerson, 3rd down at 10, 4:41 to play. He's taking his time. Wilkerson might just keep it himself, crossing the 10-yard line and be knocked down, dragged down around the 9-yard line.
I tell you, you know what I'm impressed with? One of the things that I'm impressed with Wilkerson the most is his lateral quickness. Because I don't think, from a dead sprint, he's not the fastest kid in the world. But, man, his lateral quickness and his shiftiness is very impressive. And he's been elusive all game.
Right.
And you saw the same thing last week. This elusive ability to extend plays, but then also attack a defense and put a little bit of pressure on the defense as a runner.
And he's always got a move to make.
Mm-hmm.
Wilkerson puts Gant in motion. 4th and 6 for Wilkerson. Wilkerson going to roll left. He's going to try to get to the chains, but he's knocked out of bounds short of it, I think. I think he didn't quite make it to the chain. So Bishop McDevitt will take over on downs.
And with 3 minutes and 39 seconds left in the game, this is coming to a conclusion. And again, another good game to watch. I mean, it definitely wasn't as competitive as we would have liked. 35-0 Harrisburg, but another opportunity to see another extremely good, two good teams. Vert's still out on McDevitt. We don't know what they are. Are they the team that got shellacked or that put it to the Patriots Redland yesterday, or are they the team that gets shellacked today by Harrisburg? And I'm willing to bet that they're somewhere in between, a team that's hopefully growing, on one condition though, the quarterback situation. Deal got hurt here. What is the extent of that injury, and how will that injury impact his season moving forward?
Agree.
So on that end, you have Bishop McDevitt. Harrisburg side of the ball, so far we've seen them be everything as advertised. What they did with Evotech Charter last week was extremely impressive. Coming into this game, there was no let-up. They, from the second the horn began, they came out ready to go. So right now we see Harrisburg showing that they are what's billed. And then we looked at that schedule earlier. What is going to be their next test looking at that group? And I don't think either of us know what that is.
Right.
Will it be the end of the season against Cumberland Valley? Or will it be one of those other teams that could possibly, a Carlisle or maybe even a State College? Could it be one of them that causes the biggest test?
Right.
So we won't know until it happens, but I'm really excited for this year to play out.
Well, stay tuned. Coming right up right after the game, we got our giant post-game show, play of the game, our Pizza Hut play of the game, and our Hoffman Ford player of the game coming up. We'll have to start taking our votes on that. It's 2:03 to play here, under 2 minutes now, actually.
Did we have
First
another
down
hit
at 10.
parade?
Yeah, we've had plenty of them, didn't we?
We have a hit parade up here, like a press box hit parade.
Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that you can. I mean, my vote is Micah Parson today with what he ran from the get-go. I mean, there's so many guys that you could give an opportunity. I mean, Wilkerson played well. Butts did a lot of great things too. Defensively, there was some really good positive things. But I mean, I think right now I'm going. You okay with that? Micah Parsons will be our Hoffman Ford player of the game.
Definitely Hoffman Ford player of the game. I mean, this kid has shown what he can do, and again, if you're a Harrisburg Cougar fan or teammate, you're happy to have him on your roster, and he's happy to have the roster that he has.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Let's talk about that. He came into a situation with an extremely talented group.
Well, we have a personal foul against Bishop McDevitt. I don't know. I mean, it's his frustration, probably more than likely.
Well, this is only part of the weekend as far as football is concerned. We have the college football lineup. Some of it we'll get back to later on. We got the big Alabama Florida State game tonight.
8 o'clock tonight.
This goes into tomorrow,
Monday's a game.
Monday's a game.
Tennessee Georgia
plays
Tech.
against Georgia Tech Monday. So you're talking about Labor Day weekend. Anybody that's a football fan, and we're just blessed to be up here to be able to call this game and call last night's game, and then we get to sit at home and watch college football for the rest of the weekend.
Favorite time of the year. And I know I'm probably speaking for a lot of people across the United States. This is a great time of year. Football starting.
Get some
They're
wings.
playing college football. Yes, wings.
Unless
Playing
you're a
college
vegetarian.
football on Monday nights. Now, I mean, there's football games just packed. I cannot wait to the Alabama-Florida State. I do not believe the Seminoles will beat Alabama today, but you know what? People will argue. I think Alabama will be victorious in that game.
Well, hey, here's the thing. Alabama they better show up.
Well,
they better show
no
up.
doubt about that.
They better show up, because if they don't show up, Florida State will punch them right in the mouth. So they have to show up. I'm looking forward to seeing Penn State play, especially when they hit their Big Ten schedule, and seeing that conference. I'm telling you, the Big Ten is, as a team from top to bottom, is a tough conference, man. You're looking at Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan State on one side. You have Minnesota, Wisconsin, Northwestern on the other side, and even Indiana. We saw what Indiana did the first half against Ohio State. Anybody that thinks that Indiana is an easy out, they're going to be sorely mistaken. So you have it just across the board. You have the Big Ten's going to be interesting to watch as far as college football.
No, don't forget, that's the game, but don't forget Florida, Michigan tonight. And right down, unfortunately, at the very end of the game, we see Deonte Kent, Harrisburg player, going down. Hopefully he's okay on the sideline. But Harrisburg takes this Market Street matchup 35-0. There'll be more of our post game coming right back up after these messages.
The Brenner family of dealerships gives you better pricing, better customer service, better selection, and a better service department for the life of your vehicle. We'll show you how at Brenner Chrysler Jeep, Brenner Nissan, and Brenner Pre-Owned. The Brenner family of dealerships on the Carlisle Pike, Mechanicsburg, and on Paxton Street, Harrisburg. 24/7 at BrennerFamily.com. Serving Central PA for over 95 years.
What were you thinking, Chuck?
You're not 18 anymore.
Is my leg supposed to bend like that?
6 months on the heating pad. I hope it was worth it.
I wonder if cartilage grows back.
Yep, that's gonna break right in half.
This looks so easy on TV.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction. The Advanced Hoops training staff features Division I level instructors and coaches who have played professionally. Charlie Fortney's shooting instruction has proven transformational for players in South Central PA. Gerald Jarman takes players to the next level in his dribbling and crossover intensity classes. Archie Smith teaches intense speed and agility and is very motivational. 6'9" Duke McCamey is excellent at teaching young post player technical skills around the basket.
Over 30 years of Division I and professional experience. It doesn't get any better than that.
Welcome back. Harrisburg victorious at the Market Street matchup 35-0 over McDevitt. McDevitt will have to come back strong next week. I'm sure they will. And Harrisburg, as we know, is ready and fit to play whoever that is. But let's go to our Hoffman Ford player of the game. That's going to be Micah Parsons, and take a look why he's the player of the game. In the first half, he had 10 carries, 105 yards. Parsons he refused today at all to really not go down. I mean, he was a guy who just simply did all the things right today. He ran hard. He ran strong. He ran behind a big offensive line. Here he is going left. Now, we thought he was down. I almost called him down right there. He found a way to wrestle and get into the end zone for another touchdown. And then his third one, he walks right in. So 3 touchdowns. He had a busy day today. And, I mean, that one there, he didn't even look like he had to run that hard. He walked into the end zone.
And we didn't even show his defensive plays, too. He made some amazing defensive plays.
And now it's time to take a look at our Pizza Hut play of the game. Right here. Wilkerson going to look left. And whoop, one move there. Goes up the middle. And Jar Mirkerson said, it's my turn to run that one into the end zone. And he does. He clearly does. And that right there is our Pizza Hut player of the game. Well, coming up, we got a lot of great games scheduled. We're not on next week. We take our own personal bye week. We'll be back September 15th with a great one.
The Cocoa
Hershey
Bean
versus Milton Hershey, the Cocoa Bean, Hershey Park Stadium, 7 o'clock, February. Wow. September 15th on High School Sports Live and ABC 27. So that'll be our next matchup on the 15th. We've got some great, exciting games. Middletown East Penn after that, McDevitt at Cedar Cliff, Seal High Trinity, Harrisburg Central Dauphin. We have a lot of great games, but that's really going to be it here today from the Market Street matchup. This is our Advanced Hoops highlights, and coming right up after our highlights, don't forget, we have a special presentation with our 3-star presentation, but the highlights will take you out from everybody, our Invicta crew, myself and Jerome Presley, and our gracious host of Harrisburg Cougars today. We thank everybody involved. Thanks for tuning in. Harrisburg 35, Bishop McDevitt, nothing. We'll see you back September 15th at Hershey Park. Good day.
Real serious out there. I know a lot of guys, a lot of your boys are out there dying. It ain't no joke. The grave ain't no joke.